Chapter 2773. The Big Dark Horse. No one had ever seen a team suppress everyone with the strength of a single person. That Zhan Rongguang from the Dark Court was powerful. Even with a Pinnacle Emperor artifact, he was still killed by the opponent. Even a Pinnacle Emperor artifact had fallen into the opponent's hands. Anyone could see the terrifying strength of Lin Fei. Monster. Monster. That was the only word they could use to describe him. Lin Fei suppressed the Saint Spirit Domain's geniuses with one move, forcing them to give up on the idea of getting first place. The rest was simple. Yes, very simple. Without Lin Fei needing to act, Han Shui and the others moved and cleared out the teams present. With their cooperation, the other teams left one after another. No one dared to stay. Do you think this Lin Fei was born and raised in the ancient wasteland domain? Han Shui asked. Not likely. And Ruxing said, one of them is at least at the 7th level of the Saint Soul realm, and the other is a secret killing technique at the 8th level of the Saint Soul realm, as someone from the same world. If he didn't come across a great opportunity, it would be impossible for him to successfully learn them. I even suspect that he might be the disciple of that exalted lord. Yes, I feel the same way too. Tian Yen still had a lingering fear in his heart. The most frightening thing is that his Saint Spirit Secret art seems to be a body transformation Saint Spirit Secret art killing move, and its power increases imperceptibly. Zhan Rongguang, that unlucky bastard, lost his main body, and his vitality is greatly damaged. All his treasures are gone. The few of them felt lucky. If they had really fought, a few of them would definitely have been left behind. Even though they had doppelgangers, they needed time to cultivate, just like the main body. They understood this in their hearts. The divine water of life was gone, but they were still alive. At least they were lucky. That monster is invincible in group battles. I'm afraid he is invincible in individual battles too. Han Shui said, I originally wanted to participate in the individual battles, but I think I should give up now. Meeting this monster, it's useless no matter who goes. In the vast 1,000 domains, he is probably invincible. I'm afraid only the Lord of the material domain can suppress him. One team after another was cleared out. Han Shui and the others tactfully left. In the end, Lin Fei was the only one left, and he naturally won first place in the 10,000 Realms group battle. Congratulations! You've won first place in the 10,000 Realms group battle and a portion of Heavenly Water of Life. On the starry sky, stone platform. As he wished, Lin Fei obtained a portion of Divine Water of Life. The moment the Divine Water of Life appeared, Lin Fei felt a vast and boundless aura through the seal. His entire body shook violently. That was a body that needed to be refined. Good stuff, really good stuff. Lin Fei was fascinated. As long as I refine the divine life water, I'll definitely step into the 6th order, prideful heavenly god realm, and my physique might even advance to 4th order, heavenly god realm. At that time, not even the material world lord would be able to do anything to me. In the great 1,000 worlds, the strongest existences were the material world lords. I should be able to easily pass through the path to heaven that Master left behind. Becoming an inner disciple is not a problem, or even a direct disciple. I just don't know if the Water Moon Divine Tree will be able to pass through. Thoughts flashed through Lin Fei's mind. If only I can get another portion of Divine Water of Life. Lin Fei had his eyes set on the individual battles. Outside the Myriad Worlds Palace, in other words, the Yanhuang world, a crazy piece of news spread. In the battle of the 10,000 realms, an invincible expert emerged from the ancient wasteland world, who came from a child world. He crushed his way through, and even killed the experts from the Saint Spirit world and the Dark Court. He won first place and obtained the Divine Water of Life. When the news spread, everyone went crazy. Invincible expert? There wasn't a single person in the great 1,000 worlds who didn't know the significance of these 4 words. In the great thousand worlds, those who could truly be called invincible were the material world lords. They were invincible existences, and even a peak third-order Emperor realm expert was not a match for them. Everyone felt that the news was exaggerated. No matter how strong one was, how could he be called an invincible expert? More people were interested in the divine water of life. That was a unique item in the world, and only the Myriad Worlds Palace would have it. Senior brother sect leader Lin Fei got first place. Chen Yi ran in from outside, unable to conceal the excitement on his face. First place. Yingshan Tianxue and the others were dumbfounded. First place in the team? What kind of concept was that? The first place could obtain the divine water of life. It's true. The news has already spread. Lin Fei suppressed all the geniuses and obtained first place. I even heard that he killed an expert from the Dark Court, and he even had a peak emperor treasure. Chen Yi was shocked when he heard the news. Yingshan Tianxue was in a daze. His power has actually reached such a level. Yingshan Tianxue had never thought that Lin Fei would obtain first place. How did he kill someone from the Dark Court? Yingshan Tianxue could not help but reveal a strand of worry. The Dark Court is from the Temporal Temple. They might come down. Lin Fei returned to the Yan Huang world continent. When he appeared again, Lin Fei was immediately recognized by others. Everyone looked at him in a different way. The news has probably spread. Lin Fei did not stop them from spreading the news. This matter could not be stopped. Lin Fei did not care. If it spread, then let it spread. As long as those material realm masters did not cause trouble, he had nothing to worry about. May I ask if you are Sir Lin Fei? The moment Lin Fei came out, someone immediately came to welcome him. My old ancestor wishes to invite Lin Fei to my humble home as a guest. The person who came was respectful, without the slightest bit of arrogance. Your old ancestor? Yan Huang ancestor, the person said. An invitation from a material realm master. This caused everyone's eyes to turn red. Yan Huang ancestor was the strongest expert in the Yan Huang world continent, and an invincible expert in the Zhang Deqian world. He usually did not care about worldly affairs. To be invited by an invincible expert was a great honor. An invincible expert's invitation. Lin Fei did not reject it. I just returned from the 10,000 realm battlefield. Let me rest for a few days before I personally visit. I hope old ancestor can forgive me, Lin Fei said indifferently. The person who came didn't dare to say anything. This was the first place winner of the 10,000 realm group battle. He had a peak-level emperor treasure and a protective secret technique. Only an invincible expert could suppress him. All right, I will pass the message. Yan Huang Palace, under a pavilion. Old ancestor, that brat is too untactful. You are an invincible expert, and he actually wants to rest for a few days before coming. He really thinks too highly of himself. He really thinks that he is an invincible expert. A middle-aged man said with a sullen face. Sitting in the pavilion was a white-haired old man, leisurely drinking tea. Your mentality is not good. Yan Huang ancestor laughed. He was able to kill Zhan Rongguang, who had a peak-level emperor treasure, and even has a protective secret technique. He is not an invincible expert, but he is still an invincible existence. Do you think that invincible expert would put down his face to deal with a junior? It is normal for him to be a little arrogant. The middle-aged man was the patriarch of this generation, Yanhua. Hearing the old ancestor's words, Yanhua had to admit that the other party had strength that surpassed everyone else. He knew that he could not kill an expert with a peak-level emperor treasure. The ancient wasteland world is really lucky. Yanhua was still slightly uncomfortable. Such a genius has appeared. The white-haired old man put down his cup and said indifferently, You still can't understand why the old ancestor would invite him over as a guest. Yan, who really did not understand. Old ancestor, please enlighten me. You have a small view. Yan Huang ancestor laughed. Lin Fei is only a step away from being an invincible ranker. If we old fellows don't make a move, not many people can compete with him. This is not the main point. You must know, the ancient wasteland realm does not have a material realm master. With his strength, maybe in the near future, our boundless world will have another invincible ranker of the material realm master. Do you understand now? Yan, who did not think that far ahead. I was wrong. Lin Fei returned to the courtyard of the inn. Ying Shan, Tin Shui, brought people out. Dao, friend Lin Fei, you have really put on a show for everyone. Ying Shan Tin Shui's emotions were complicated. The other party had already walked in front of him. Lut, Lin Fei laughed. Ying Shan Tin Shui did not ask about the 10,000 world group battle. I have already arranged for a banquet. You are now a great contributor to the ancient wasteland world. Ying Shan Tin Shui said passionately. To be able to control the sacred martial sect, Ying Shan Tin Shui was clear that not long from now, perhaps in 10,000 years, the ancient wasteland world would have a material realm master. Lin Fei smiled and accepted Ying Shan Tin Shui's invitation. After eating and drinking, Ying Shan Tin Shui took the initiative to pour a cup of tea for Lin Fei. I thank you on behalf of the ancient wasteland world. Not long from now, our ancient wasteland world will also become a peak subworld within the great thousand worlds. Lin Fei was very clear why the Yan Huang ancestor came to invite him. The ancient wasteland world would have a material realm master. This matter was not difficult for Lin Fei. No matter how difficult it was to go to that place, the fleshy body of a heavenly deity would naturally go there. Refining it was not difficult either, and becoming a material realm master was something that was set in stone. That year, I wanted to take a step forward. What a pity after so many years. The 3 great emperors, including the generations of our sacred martial sect. But now, with your appearance, no one has ever become the master of a material realm. Now that you have appeared, the entire ancient wasteland world has seen hope. With a material realm master overseeing it, the ancient wasteland world is no longer a subworld. Ying Shan Tin Shui sighed. The pressure placed on me has lessened too. The sacred martial sect was still very useful in the ancient wasteland world. Great Emperor Gu Yen could sign a treaty with other great emperors because of the sacred martial sect. At that time, Great Emperor Gu Yen was extremely powerful, and they were evenly matched. If the sacred martial sect did not act, the other party would not lower their heads and agree. I have already killed Great Emperor Gu Yen, Lin Fei said. Good kill. That fellow relied on his identity as an ancient, desolate beast to wreak havoc in the ancient wasteland world for such a long time. If he does not die now, there will be someone who will kill him in the future. Ying Shan Tin Shui clapped his hands in praise. The ancient wasteland world will be overseen by me in the future. Ying Shan Tin Shui was very satisfied. Chapter 2774. The individual competition of the Myriad Worlds Palace had yet to begin. A batch of super dark horses appeared before everyone's eyes. Newcomers comparable to undefeatable experts. This was a huge pressure for any genius who wanted to participate in the individual competition. Their opponents had protective secret techniques and pinnacle treasures. How could they fight? Many people guessed that once Lin Fei participated in the individual competition, he would take first place. No one would be able to stop him. Countless people felt as if a bucket of cold water had been poured over them. First place in the individual competition. Dark horse. Yan Huang World Continent. In a courtyard, a few people looked at the news they had gathered, and their faces darkened. Now they were in big trouble. What do we do now? Number 68 frowned, his expression uncertain. How did that kid's strength skyrocket at such a crucial time? Number 68 had always placed great importance on matters related to himself, so he personally came to oversee things. Unexpectedly, the news was like a blow to his head. Lin Fei's strength had skyrocketed, and it would be easy for him to take first place. He would become the most dazzling existence in the Dark Shadow Palace. A tall tree attracts the wind. Pinnacle Emperor treasure, Dark Court. Number 68 sneered. Let's wait and see. Lin Fei stayed for a few days. During this period, there was an endless stream of people who came to visit. They left a gift and left. Almost all the famous forces in the Yan Huang world continent had come. It would be a waste not to visit and befriend such an expert with a bright future. Lin Fei could not be bothered with these things. He let others take care of these small matters while he busied himself. For example, he modified the 1,000 Horizontal Emperor and Ghost Flame Emperor. After these two great emperor experts were modified, they became his most loyal servants. Lin Fei taught them the Myriad World's protection technique. He did not give them pinnacle emperor treasures for now. After transforming the two monarchs, Lin Fei went into seclusion. He used the limited time to refine the divine water of life in case something unexpected happened. A portion of heavenly water of life almost made Lin Fei explode. For a full 10 days, Lin Fei refined day and night before completely refining the heavenly water of life. Proud celestial body 6th layer was also completed. Compared to the first 5 levels, the 6th level was very different. The surface of the body had a gray energy revolving, similar to the Myriad World's barrier art. It was also a type of defense. Lin Fei's physical strength skyrocketed. His physical strength rose to 5th order heavenly god realm. This realm had completely exceeded Lin Fei's imagination. It was a level higher than what he had expected. This realm of the physical body could allow him to run amok in the great 1,000 world. Outyen is really amazing. His physique has the defensive strength of a 5th order heavenly god realm. Yet his aura didn't change in the slightest. This has saved us a big trouble. If Lin Fei exposed his 5th order heavenly god realm physique and strength, the whole great 1,000 world, perhaps even the saint spirit world, would be in an uproar. This rate of improvement was too fast. It was like riding a rocket. After the 6th layer of proud celestial body, Lin Fei was completely relieved. At this moment, there really weren't many people in the vast 1,000 worlds that could be his match. An invincible expert of the material world master, Lin Fei could easily defeat the other party, but it was still difficult to kill the other party. The other party was already connected to the realm continent. Unless the entire realm continent was destroyed, no one could kill him. To be able to defeat the material world master and suppress the other party, Lin Fei felt that it was enough. Lin Fei did not believe that an invincible expert of the material world master would not be able to recover so easily once he was heavily injured. After coming out, Yingshan, Tianshui told Lin Fei that the Yanhuang ancestors people had come a few times. Material world master, invincible expert, it's time to pay a visit. Lin Fei was still very interested in the material world master. He was so sincere. If he did not make a trip, it would be too unkind. When Lin Fei went to visit the Yellow Flame Palace, the patriarch of the Yellow Flame Palace personally came out to welcome him, causing countless people to widen their eyes. Lin Fei's battle had shaken the great 1,000 world. The Flame Emperor would not casually come out to welcome anyone. This is treating Lin Fei like an invincible expert. Someone exclaimed. The Flame Emperor looked at the young man in front of him, who was the same age as his son, and his heart twitched. Brother Lin Fei, you really have a good method. You became famous in a single battle, and the entire world knows about it. Countless geniuses have lowered their heads and lamented their inferiority. The Flame Emperor's tone was very enthusiastic. Lin Fei laughed. It's all right. The Flame Emperor flattered. Lin Fei was modest, as if they were old friends. This was the first time the disciples of the palace had seen the patriarch treat a young man like this. The ancestor is right in front. Lin Fei saw the invincible expert's material world master. The other party had a head of white hair and a rosy face. He sat under the pavilion and was slowly brewing tea. Want a cup? Yan Huang, ancestor, laughed. I'm just thirsty. Let's taste the ancestor's tea. I'll have a lot of face if I say it out loud. Yan Huang, ancestor, laughed. With just a few words, the Yan Huang ancestor was already to his liking. This kid is pretty good. The Yan Huang ancestor was an invincible rancor. Even though it was nothing in the Holy Spirit realm, it was not something that anyone would dare to offend. A material world master. Unless it was a rancor of the High Lord, no one would be able to kill him. The only thing that would die would be a clone, and the enemy would fall into a nightmare. Ordinary people really wouldn't be able to talk and laugh in front of the Yan Huang ancestor. Lin Fei did it. In Lin Fei's eyes, the Yan Huang ancestor could not see any fear, only confidence on his face. Good tea, this is really good tea. After Lin Fei drank cup, he said, the aftertaste is endless. Then let's have another cup. Lin Fei was not in a hurry either. You have a cup, I have a cup, and they chatted about everything. From time to time, laughter would come out, and it was impossible to tell that this was the first time the two experts had met. Brother Lin Fei, you've become famous in one battle. You have to be careful. When Lin Fei stood up and left, the Yan Huang ancestor said indifferently. Lin Fei squinted his eyes. Thank you for your reminder, ancestor. Sigh, there are always some people in this world who are not afraid of death. I am not afraid of the heavens or the earth, but I have never killed an invincible rancor before. I don't know what it feels like to be beaten up. Ha ha ha. With a laugh, Lin Fei left the Yan Huang palace. What is it out of your expectations? The moment Lin Fei left, the Flame Emperor came in with suspicions and nodded. He really looks very ordinary. It's hard for people to associate him with that. The Yan Huang ancestor laughed. In a new era, there will naturally be a new look. That brat's strength is even stronger than this old man thought. I'm afraid those people are going to suffer a huge loss. I wonder if those old friends will vomit blood afterwards. This is impossible. The Flame Emperor frowned. Those are all invincible rancors. You'll know soon, the Yan Huang ancestor said with a mysterious expression. Lin Fei returned to the inn's courtyard. I really became famous in a single battle. The news has spread throughout the boundless world, and I've been noticed. From what Yan Huang said, someone should be making a move soon. I'm afraid that the people from the Dark Court have invited help. After going to the Yan Huang palace, Lin Fei did not gain anything. The Yan Huang ancestor revealed a lot of information. The boundless world, as a subworld of the Holy Spirit realm, is bound to have connections. The Dark Court controls a country, operates in all directions, and invites the invincible rancors of the subworld. It's not difficult at all. Lin Fei was really looking forward to the appearance of an invincible rancor. Plundering some life energy from their bodies would definitely be abnormally rich. He just didn't know which invincible rancor would make a move first. Lin Fei couldn't help but look forward to it. Yan Huang world land, outside the starry sky. Are we going to kill our way in just like that? The Yan Huang ancestor will not stop us. Outside the starry sky, two people stood, one tall and one fat. They were dressed in black robes and did not have any aura fluctuations, as if they were ordinary people. In reality, these two mysterious black-robed men were both invincible rancors, the overlord of a subworld. That's true. Let's work together and attack. Even if that brat has a protective technique, he might not be able to block our combined attacks. If the Yan Huang ancestor does not interfere, we will definitely be able to kill Lin Fei within 10 moves. Then let's make our move. If that brat hasn't refined the God's water of life, we'll split it in half. This deal is worth it. The two of them looked at each other and then disappeared. Yan Huang world land. It was night time. As the individual competition had not yet begun, the Yan Huang world land was also very lively at night, especially those big cities. Every single one of them was brightly lit, and it looked very lively. Yan Huang Palace, under the pavilion. The Yan Huang ancestor opened her eyes with a complicated expression. In the end, he still made his move. Even an overlord can't defeat a single sentence from him. I wonder what kind of surprise that brat can bring. The two mysterious people, one tall and one fat, entered the Yan Huang world land. There was no need to search. The two of them arrived above Lin Fei City. Do it! The tall, mysterious man took out a treasure that emitted a terrifying peak aura. It was a peak emperor treasure, and it was a string of things that looked the same. Ding ding dang dang. This was a bracelet. Following the clanging sounds, a terrifying sound engulfed the entire city. No matter how strong an expert was, under this sound, as soon as they reacted, they immediately fell into a deep sleep. The entire city became silent. In the courtyard of the inn, Ing Shan Tianxue and the others also reacted. But this voice was extremely tyrannical. They did not have time to resist and fell into a deep sleep. Lin Fei, who was sitting cross-legged in the room, was immediately attacked by the sound. Endless darkness enveloped him, drowning him in circles, as though it wanted to pull him into a deep sleep. Brat Dai, a fat figure, appeared in the room. When Lin Fei was resisting the attack of the deep sleep, the two of them were quite cooperative. The fat figure did not care about a fellow who rose up in the 10,000 Realms group war. To be able to make the two of them attack together, it could be said that they had given the brat enough face. Even the soul-suppressing bell can't block it. It really is an undeserved reputation. Unparalleled expert. Humph, you are far too lacking. The fat figure slapped his palm onto Lin Fei's body. Hua hua hua. This palm was like flowing water, its power extraordinary, comparable to the power of the 7th level of the Holy Spirit realm. No matter how strong your fleshly body is, you can forget about blocking the power of this palm. If the other party had activated the protective secret technique, the fat figure might have been worried. But now that the other party had fallen into the sound of the soul-suppressing bell, he could deal with it with a single palm. And at this time, Lin Fei's eyes suddenly opened, and the corner of his mouth raised. Thunderclap! A purple light passed through the fat figure's body. Chapter 2775. A mocking voice rang out. You didn't fall for it. The fat figure retreated a few steps, and blood flowed from the corner of his mouth. The power of a Saint Spirit Level 8 secret technique, especially a sound wave attack, is indeed hard to defend against. Lin Fei shook his head. Unfortunately, this is useless against me. With a wave of his hand, he punched out. Proud Heaven Level 6 erupted. Hua hua hua! The fat figure did not expect the other party's physical strength to be so strong. Like a monstrous wave, the fat figure was crushed into pieces. In terms of physical strength, no one in the great 1,000 worlds could compete with him. If these two invincible experts were in their own world, their physical bodies would not have collapsed so quickly. But this was the Yan Huang world, and the one who came to kill Lin Fei was only a clone. This was already a great honor for Lin Fei. The fat figure reformed, and his face was filled with shock. How can he be so strong? He can destroy my physical body in one move. For an invincible expert like him, as long as he had life energy, he could hold on. But a casual attack from the other party had used up 20% of his life energy. This damage was too terrifying. The fat figure turned and ran. What a joke! He had used up 20% of his life energy in one move. If he did it a few more times, this clone would be wasted. You want to leave? Have you asked for my permission? Lin Fei waved his hand again, and with a loud rumble he pressed forward. The fat figure collapsed again. If he was in someone else's territory, Lin Fei would not have the ability to do so. But in other world continents, Lin Fei had the ability to destroy heaven and earth with a wave of his hand. The moment the fat figure collapsed, Lin Fei plundered it wantonly. He was indeed strong. In the sky above the city, the tall man activated the soul-calming bell. This pinnacle emperor treasure, combined with the tall man's strength, could release the requiem and kill the other party without a sound. In the Yan Huang world, they did not dare to act recklessly. No one was willing to offend an invincible expert, and at the same level at that. If they did, the world they were in would definitely be in chaos. The tall man only hypnotized them. He blocked it. The tall man's requiem was aimed at Lin Fei so that others could kill Lin Fei quietly. "Let's go." The fat figure rushed out. He was in a sorry state and his face was pale. "Leave." The tall man was startled. They were invincible experts. What was there to be afraid of? Could a mere Lin Fei eat them? Pum! As soon as he finished speaking, the fat figure exploded. "What's going on?" The tall man's heart skipped a beat. His eyes widened as a bad premonition arose in his mind. Could it be that the Yan Huang ancestor made a move? The tall man continued to activate the requiem. "It can't be him. Yan Huang ancestor doesn't dare to offend them." "Let me help you." The fat figure fled for his life, not caring about anyone else. Otherwise, this clone of his would definitely die. To a material world lord, losing a powerful clone was still an extremely heart-wrenching thing. "Destroy!" Another wave of terrifying power swept over and engulfed the fat figure once again. This time, the fat silhouette did not condense its body, and the remaining life energy was completely plundered. "It's your turn." In the air, Lin Fei's figure walked out. "You actually killed him." The tall man understood that this Lin Fei was even more terrifying than he had imagined. One of the invincible expert's clones was killed just like that, without any ability to resist. "You dare?" "Why wouldn't I dare?" Lin Fei shook his head. "Hua hua hua." Endless power crushed over, passing through the tall man's body, causing him to sway. Thunderclap. Lin Fei passed through. The tall man's body collapsed. This is definitely not the physical strength of a third-order great emperor. It's impossible. The tall man cried out. Just as he was about to condense it, another wave of energy crushed over, causing it to collapse once again. After 5 times, the tall man's figure completely disappeared, leaving behind a pile of things on the ground. Not bad, not bad. Another peak emperor treasure. Lin Fei waved his hand and kept all of them. The clones of invincible experts should all have the strength of a peak great emperor. On their own realm continent, they should be able to continuously absorb energy, but on other people's realm continent, they should be suppressed. The power of my prideful Heaven Stage 6 is not inferior to a powerful secret technique killing move. No wonder they can't block it. Lin Fei shook his head and turned to return to the inn's courtyard. Yan Huang Palace, under the pavilion. Yan Huang ancestor sucked in a breath of cold air, her scalp going numb. After a long time, she regained her senses. The clone of an invincible expert was killed just like that. His power is too strong, destroying his body in a single move, and at the same time there seems to be other secret techniques involved. The clone of 2 invincible experts were destroyed just like that. It's really hard to imagine. From the moment they met, Yan Huang ancestor had felt that Lin Fei was very dangerous. This was the intuition of an expert. The only thing he did not expect was that Lin Fei's strength was far beyond his imagination. He did not even need to make a move to cause the clones of the 2 invincible experts to suffer. They were probably going to vomit blood right now. "Old friend, you guys have suffered a huge loss. Each of you has a clone, and you have to spend a lot of resources to cultivate it. You even lost a peak emperor treasure, so they won't be able to kill Lin Fei in the future." Yan Huang ancestor could see it clearly. The clone of the invincible expert was no longer a match for Lin Fei. The main body made a move. He might not be able to kill Lin Fei. The divine water of life is indeed magical. The reason why Lin Fei has such a powerful physical body is probably because of the divine water of life. I really wonder what kind of body training technique he is cultivating. That night, everything was calm. The exchange between the three of them was too fast. No one noticed the fall of the two invincible experts' clones. When Yingshan Tianxue woke up the next day, he thought about the surprise attack last night and broke out in a cold sweat. Only after checking did he feel completely at ease. Seeing the spirited Lin Fei, Yingshan Tianxue was relieved. Maybe he had been affected. Yingshan Tianxue thought like this, so he naturally did not ask Lin Fei. In the next few days, Lin Fei was not attacked again. 2 invincible experts and 2 Peak Emperor treasure-s. Lin Fei's harvest was not small, but it was a pity that no one dared to come again. It was a pity that there were a few less Peak Emperor treasure-s. Those invincible experts did not come, but the people from the Yan Huang ancestor came and brought a piece of news. They want to redeem the Peak Emperor treasure. Lin Fei laughed. The 2 Peak Emperor treasure-s both had special uses. If an ordinary person were to use them, they would only be able to unleash 50% of their power, but in the hands of a true person, they would be able to unleash 100% of their power. Tell them to come and talk among themselves. Lin Fei sent them away. The Peak Emperor treasure was useless to Lin Fei. Now that his proud heaven had reached the 6th realm, his strength was astonishing, and any random attack was not any weaker than the Peak Emperor treasure. When the Yan Huang ancestors' men returned with a message. Below the pavilion sat 2 people. One was tall, the other was fat, and their expressions were ugly. You guys, you've suffered quite a bit this time. Yan Huang ancestor laughed. I lost a clone for nothing. If word of this were to spread, the entire boundless world would be in an uproar. The dark court tricked me. Zhan Rongguang tricked me. The tall man was a middle-aged man called the Shen Qian ancestor. He had originally thought that it was a small matter, but who would have thought that it would be a huge pit? At this time, the Shen Qian ancestor hated the dark court. The boundless world was a subworld. Cultivating a clone would consume countless resources, so it was fine. However, that soul-suppressing bell was something he had obtained from the Holy Spirit realm. He had paid a huge price, and no matter what, he had to get it back. After all, it was very difficult to find a suitable Peak Emperor treasure. The fat figure beside him was a round fatty. He looked like a Maitreya Buddha and was called the Thunder Sound Ancestor. That brat sure has guts. Does he want us to go, personally? The 2 of them were not happy with the Dark Court, and were also not happy with Lin Fei. Even if he was unhappy, he had no choice but to come to the Yan Huang ancestor's place, wanting the Yan Huang ancestor to be the middleman. The last time they attacked Lin Fei at night, the 2 of them had suffered heavy losses and had nowhere to cry to. Fortunately, the news did not spread, and if they were to go and ask for treasures again, they would not dare to go even if they had 100 guts. Lin Fei's power was too tyrannical. Their clones couldn't even withstand a few hits before they were finished. Right now, they could only look for the Yan Huang ancestor to be the middleman and try to persuade Lin Fei. Lin Fei is not a person who is easy to talk to. The Dark Court is such a big power, he killed them just like that. You guys are really something. Yan Huang ancestor shook her head. You guys have to make a trip there personally. However, don't worry. This old man will accompany you. That brat will still give me face. Yan Huang ancestor said with a serious expression on her face, but she was secretly laughing in her heart. These old friends of hers, all of them had their eyes on the top of their heads. This time they had finally tasted what pain was. Revenge? Their clones didn't have that ability at all. Unless that day, Lin Fei would go to their realm continent. At that time, relying on the power of his original body, the power of the realm continent, would be able to defeat Lin Fei. It was difficult now. "Thank you, fellow Taoist Yan Huang." The two of them cupped their hands in thanks. "There's no time to lose. Let's go over now." Yan Huang Ancestor stood up. The three of them arrived at the inn's courtyard. "Fellow Taoist Lin Fei, this old man is here." The three of them appeared in the courtyard and restrained their auras. Lin Fei's courtyard was very quiet. With Lin Fei's current status, no one would disturb such an expert. What kind of wind is this, to have blown fellow Taoist Yan Huang here? Lin Fei came out with a smile, choosing to ignore the tall and fat duo. Yan Huang Ancestor laughed bitterly. "This old man is here to be the peacemaker. This is the Shen Qian Ancestor, and this is the Lei Yin Ancestor." Lin Fei laughed mischievously. "The two of you are quite fast. If you were a little later, I would have brought those things to the Dark Shadow Palace to sell. I heard that the Peak Emperor treasure is quite popular." "You dare!" the Shen Qian Ancestor shouted. "Aya, you're threatening me. Come at me. Do you believe that I won't let this clone of yours stay here?" Lin Fei sneered. A cold light flashed. "I don't believe that without this clone, you can still continue to create it. No matter how many resources you have, you won't be able to withstand this kind of consumption." Chapter 2776. The reason why the Yan Huang Ancestor brought two invincible rankers here was to redeem the Peak Emperor treasure. If this thing was in the Dark Shadow Palace and they wanted to buy it, they would have to spend a lot of money. Especially now that they had lost one of their doppelgangers, it would be very costly to cultivate it again. If they were not careful, they would suffer great losses. The two of them suppressed their anger. In this place, they really did not dare to make a move against Lin Fei. As mentioned earlier, even if the two of them worked together, they would only be sending themselves to death. This was especially so since they had lost their Peak Emperor grade secret treasures. They would not be able to withstand more than a few attacks from Lin Fei. Let Yan Huang Ancestor make a move? Whether or not he could suppress Lin Fei was still an unknown. Yan Huang Ancestor might not agree to such a request. "It's easy to get the Peak Emperor artifact back. I need something similar to the divine water of life that can strengthen one's physical body. Bring 10 portions to me each. I don't want to know the price, but I want every portion to be equal. As long as I'm satisfied, I can return the Peak Emperor artifact to you." Shen Qianleizu and Sonic Thunder Ancestor's expressions darkened. This was extortion in the form of eating fruits. Each of these rare treasures would definitely be worth more than 100 million heaven crystals. 10 of them would cost 1 billion heaven crystals, and that was just a small number. Yan Huang Ancestor became a transparent person. "You guys chat, I won't talk." In the battle that night, Yan Huang Ancestor had clearly seen that within this seemingly ordinary body, there was a terrifying power. Think about it carefully. If you don't get it within a month, I'll put it up for sale in the Dark Shadow Palace. Yan Huang Ancestor and the other two left the courtyard. Sigh. Looking at their departing figures, Yan Huang Ancestor shook her head. "This is not a small price to pay. Who asked you to not know what's good for you and lose a doppelganger? Serves you right." Yan Huang Ancestor believed that the two of them would swallow it even if they broke their teeth. They could not afford to lose a Peak Emperor grade secret treasure, just as the Yan Huang Ancestor had thought. Even though the two of them had a lot of resentment, in order to redeem the Peak Emperor treasure, they had no choice but to lower their heads. They were invincible experts of the material realm lord, and the doppelganger technique could only cultivate a clone. Now that he had lost a clone, he had to cultivate a new one and accumulate a large amount of resources. This time, they really went for wool and came home shorn. The two of them had no choice but to collect rare treasures. They had no choice but to agree to Lin Fei's conditions. It was rare to see a Peak Emperor grade secret treasure. One had to pay a price to obtain one. The peak Emperor grade secret treasures of the two unparalleled experts were very suitable for them. If they did not bring them back, their strength would be greatly affected. This was something they could not bear. Each person had 10 sets of rare and precious body tempering materials. Lin Fei believed that they would. If they did not come in a month, he did not mind sending them to Dark Shadow Palace. It would not be a problem for him to get 1 billion heaven crystals. Once they were in Dark Shadow Palace's hands, not everyone could buy them back. Sure enough, when the 1-month deadline was approaching, the two of them arrived. He had brought 10 sets of rare and precious body tempering materials. Lin Fei personally inspected them and returned the 2 peak Emperor grade secret treasures. I don't mind if you guys come again. I'll be waiting for you at any time. Lin Fei said to the two, leaving with a smile. Bastard. The two of them almost fell down. One more time? Forget it. When they thought about Lin Fei's terrifying strength, they realized that their physical bodies weren't weak either. However, in front of his strength, they were like ants. 1 year later, the Yan Huang world was still very lively. The day of the individual competition was approaching. Almost every individual competition would be a year after the 10,000 Realm Team battle. No one knew the exact date, but everyone knew that it was approaching. Taoist Lin Fei, this time the first place of the individual competition is definitely yours. Number 130 came early. After Lin Fei made a name for himself in that battle, number 130 was all smiles. The Palace Master of the Dark Shadow Palace branch already knows your name. As long as you pass the test, you will immediately be a disciple of the Dark Shadow Palace. With this identity, no one will dare to touch you. To be able to single-handedly defeat countless teams in the last round and obtain first place, one strength would make him an unparalleled expert in the vast 1,000 worlds. Even if there was a gap, number 130 now valued the individual competition more than anyone else. This was something he had unearthed himself. I heard that some geniuses from the Saint Spirit realm gave up on the individual competition after hearing that you killed Zhan Rongguang of the Dark Court. Number 130 said excitedly, in this individual competition, no one can pose a threat to you. The individual competition of the Myriad Worlds Palace begins today. The majestic voice instantly spread throughout the great 1,000 worlds. Everyone stopped what they were doing. They looked in the direction of the Yan Huang world, who knew how long they had waited for this day. Even though many people had lost confidence in first place, they were still very motivated for the following rankings. They could not fight for first place, but they could fight for second, third, or even the top 10. The individual competition rewards were placed at the 50th place. This was also an opportunity. Beams of Jingguang shot out and landed on the Yan Huang world continent. All the cultivators participating in the individual competition were lured into the Myriad Worlds Palace. On a huge Starry Sky Plaza, those who were lured stood on the Starry Sky Plaza. Before long, the Starry Sky Plaza was filled with experts from the vast 1,000 worlds. Everyone was very vigilant, as though they would fight at the slightest sign of trouble. There are more than 10 times more people participating in the individual competition than the 10,000 worlds team battle. Lin Fei glanced around and had a rough idea of the number of people. With so many people here, I wonder how many can last till the end. I'm afraid many will be sent away in the first round. Lin Fei understood the individual competition. The first round was the elimination round, an assessment from the Myriad Worlds Palace. No matter how many people came, after the first round, only 10,000 would be left. These 10,000 would be the elites of the vast 1,000 worlds, and they would have a chance to fight for first place in the individual competition. It's here. Not long after, a cold and familiar voice sounded. In the first round, the 10,000 who can last the longest will successfully enter the second round and begin the long challenge tournament. As the cold and emotionless voice fell, a Sanskrit sound was played. As soon as the Sanskrit sound came out, everyone on the Starry Sky Plaza changed their expressions. Those who used treasures began to resist the invasion of the Sanskrit sound. Waves of Sanskrit sound followed closely, and its power continued to increase. Hua hua hua! One by one, the seats became empty. After falling down, they were teleported out, losing the chance to participate in the challenge tournament. This Sanskrit sound is really not simple. Its power is also increasing. I'm afraid it will eventually reach the Saint Soul level 9, or even the Saint Soul level 10. The Sanskrit sound could not get close to Lin Fei, as it was shattered the moment it got close. Half a day later, more than half of the people were teleported out. For example, the area around Lin Fei had become empty. The power of the Sanskrit sound was also increasing, and now it had the power of the Saint Soul level 7. As long as one could not withstand it and fell down, they would be teleported out immediately. Lin Fei observed for a while. There were still many experts in the vast 1,000 worlds, and many of them could withstand the invasion of the Sanskrit sound without relying on treasures. The power of the Saint Soul level 8 secret technique is coming. Another wave of Sanskrit sound came. I can't lose. I can't take it anymore. I really can't take it anymore. Just a little more soon. Everyone tried their best to resist, but still could not withstand this wave of attack. Ha ha ha, I'm in the 10,000th place, ha ha ha. One person was teleported out. Just as he was unwilling to give up, he noticed that he was teleported to another space square. At the same time, his name appeared on a ranking list at the 10,000th place. Tears of joy rolled down his cheeks. The duration of this test would determine the fate of countless people. Lin Fei activated a protective barrier, so it wasn't too strenuous for him to withstand the attacks. After this wave, there are less than 2,000 people left. Lin Fei looked around, but it was not over yet. The next test came, the power of the Saint Soul level 9. After this wave, less than 30 people could endure. There were only 28 people left. Everyone's expression was solemn. Even though it was a test, they still gave it their all. Could it be that they want to take the first place? Maybe there's a reward? Lin Fei thought to himself, joy rising in his heart. If it's true, I'll gladly accept this first place. Proud Heaven was a 5th order heavenly god realm cultivator. Even without a protective barrier, Lin Fei could endure it. However, he didn't want to expose himself, so he could only use a protective barrier to deceive them. This should be the last wave, the power of a Saint Soul level 10. Lin Fei faced it head-on. Circulating his physical strength, he shattered the Brahmin hymn, but some of it still entered his mind, forming the silhouette of a towering figure. When the others encountered the Saint Soul level 10's Brahmin hymn, they barely lasted a few breaths' time before they were teleported out. The top 28 names were announced. That's Lin Fei, right? Too strong. If he can endure a little longer, he'll be in the top 5. Last 2. He's in the first place. Lin Fei was paying close attention to the results. When the second person was teleported out, Lin Fei gave up resisting and was teleported out as well. First place, Lin Fei. On another public square, 10,000 people revealed joyful expressions because they had passed the first round and had a chance to obtain the rewards left behind by the Myriad Worlds Palace. Lin Fei appeared on the public square. More than a dozen powerful divine senses swept over him. These people were the ones who persisted till the end. They had already regarded Lin Fei as their strongest opponent. His fame had spread across the great 1,000 worlds. In the first round, no one doubted his ability to last till the end. The power of a Saint Soul level 10 expert wasn't easy to withstand. One of them had eyebrows as sharp as swords, one black and one white. His sword intent was overbearing as he stared fixedly at Lin Fei. Lin Fei, I'll defeat you. That person transmitted his voice. Lin Fei ignored him. That person's aura was powerful, but how could he compare to an unparalleled expert? Brother Flying Snow, what level do you think that Brat's strength has reached? I don't think he has the combat strength of a heavenly god. Not far away, a white-robed, middle-aged man transmitted. You have considerable attainments in the soul level. I never thought that he would be able to last longer than you. The young man with the overbearing sword intent was none other than Nangong Feishue. He was a sword cultivator who had grasped a powerful sword, Tao, Saint Spirit, secret technique. His combat strength was second to none, and at the same time he was quite outstanding in the Tao of Soul. He's just a little luckier than me. Nangong Feishue felt that he was just lacking by a little. The first round is nothing. The following arena competition is the most important. Nangong Feishue did not really care about not being first. Even though Lin Fei's fame was huge, and even Yan Huang ancestor had come to invite him, Nangong Feishue did not care. He was just an unparalleled expert, so what was that? He was just arrogant in this world. He was a disciple of Single Sword Paragon. Brother Flying Snow will definitely get first place. How can the fleshly body of a great emperor not withstand the might of your sword? That person continued transmitting. The individual competition of the Myriad Realms Palace was very fair. Nangong Feishue was not worried at all that a celestial god rancor would come in. The Great Thousand World would not allow a celestial god rancor to exist either. As long as Lin Fei met him, he would definitely use the sword in his hand to defeat a person who came from a small place. In the sky above the Starry Sky Plaza, many arenas appeared. There were a total of 5,000 arenas, one after another. Every single one of them had a defensive array. Lin Fei was still cursing in his heart. There's actually no reward for first place. How stingy. It's good to have a few drops of origin energy divine liquid. After cursing in his heart, Lin Fei looked at the arena above. This fellow who created the individual competition of the Myriad Realms is not a slow person either. He condensed 5,000 arenas in one go. Interesting, I like it. The corner of Lin Fei's mouth raised. He thought that he would waste time here. This time he was only here to get the first place God Water of Life. Streams of energy guided everyone onto the stage. No one knew how they matched up. Lin Fei's opponent was not a great emperor, but a physique cultivator with a rank 11 physique. Without Lin Fei making a move, his opponent left obediently. What a sharp sword technique. He killed his opponent with a single strike. How ruthless. Lin Fei noticed that the person in second place was called Nangong Feishue. Nangong Feishue killed his opponent with a single strike of sword chi. When Lin Fei looked over, Nangong Feishue also looked over. There weren't many battles like Lin Fei and Nangong Feishue that ended so quickly. Every time a battle ended, one could rest for a year. Such a battle would consume a lot of energy. Lin Fei calculated that it wouldn't take long for the individual competition to end. He wasn't too interested in it now. First place, Lin Fei second place, Nangong Feishue third place. Kong Ming, one by one, the rankings came out. Every time Lin Fei fought, he was fast. One punch, one palm, all done. No one had forced him to use his defensive technique. Lin Fei maintained his position as number one. Nangong Feishue was in second place. He always killed with a single sword. No one could defend against a sword. It was extremely strange, but it was also extremely domineering. With a single slash, it could destroy all life. It seemed to possess the aura of destruction and death. The third place didn't change. It was still Kong Ming. Chapter 2777, Myriad World Palace, Individual Competition. On the banner, Lin Fei was the leader. With a punch and a palm, he swept away all the experts in the Great Thousand World. Among the 10 positions behind him, Nangong Feishue was always in second place. He only used one sword to kill people. Kong Ming was in third place. The 4th to 10th places were constantly changing. The following 100 names were also changing all the time. The highlight of this individual competition is Lin Fei, Nangong Fei Xue, and Kong Ming. Whoever loses a match will definitely lose their ranking. Yeah, I wonder who will last till the end. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's most likely Lin Fei. Lin Fei became famous after one battle, a genius who defeated his opponent by luck. Everyone's attention was on the three of them. One move was enough to determine the winner. How powerful were they? They secretly prayed that they wouldn't meet the three of them. If they met them, they wouldn't have any chance of winning. If they met Lin Fei, they could still survive. If they met Nangong Fei Xue, they would really lose their lives. Lin Fei became the most benevolent person in the individual competition week. Although he lost his spot when he met Lin Fei, he could still survive. Although they didn't like Lin Fei, they still liked meeting Lin Fei. At the same time, they felt disgusted with the ruthless Nangong Fei Xue. The individual competition continued. Lin Fei was always in the lead and ranked first. During this period, he met several people in the top 100. When he met Lin Fei, he used all his strength, but was still defeated with one punch. The power in the arena was unstoppable. Time passed year by year. The number of people who could stay to participate decreased year by year. Everyone was getting closer and closer to the top 100. Everyone was persevering. Soon, the 100th place appeared. I'm finally in the 100th place. That genius from the great thousand world cried tears of joy. At this point, even if he couldn't advance any further, he would still be able to obtain the divine yuan energy liquid as a reward. He left. If he continued, he would definitely die. The rankings came out one by one. Everyone was filled with joy. They finally made it to the top 100. Another round began. Lin Fei arrived at the arena. Over the years, no matter who Lin Fei faced, he would only attack once. There were even times when he didn't need to attack, as his opponent would take the initiative to admit defeat and give up. Lin Fei, you cannot defeat me. Before Lin Fei made a move, the opponent said arrogantly, I'm a candidate for the Dark Shadow Palace. If you let me go, I can give you a generous reward. Then you'd better leave. Lin Fei shook his head, and his power surged out. The opponent would be obliterated by the power. The Dark Shadow Palace's assessment disciple is really bold. His ranking had risen to 30. There was almost no change in the top 10. In the next round, he would meet a powerful opponent. One more round, and he would be in the top 15. Lin Fei was the calmest person on the scene. Now that his strength had skyrocketed, there wasn't much to see in this individual competition. No one could stop him from taking first place and obtaining the divine water of life. A new round began. Lin Fei's opponent was very powerful. No matter how powerful his opponent was, he was defeated by Lin Fei's star, Plucking Moon. On the other side, Nangong Fei Xue also killed his opponent with a single sword strike. One by one, the contestants were eliminated. His ranking dropped all the way to 10th place. Lin Fei faced Kong Ming, who was ranked 3rd. I really want to know the gap between us. Kong Ming was very calm. Sure. Lin Fei used Thunderclap Leap, and Kong Ming admitted defeat. I hope that the next time we meet in the Saint Spirit Domain, you will be stronger than me. Kong Ming left, leaving behind these words. At this point, the winner of the final round had already been decided. Lin Fei versus Nangong Fei Xue, an expert from the Great Thousand Cosmos, a genius from the Saint Spirit Domain, and a disciple of a supremacy, were finally facing each other. Nangong Fei Xue laughed. Originally, I thought that it wouldn't be difficult to take first place. I didn't expect you to be a dark horse. It's really surprising. Here's your chance. If you defeat me, you'll be first. Lin Fei laughed. If you lose, you'll really become a joke. I won't lose. Nangong Fei Xue's entire body was like a sharp long sword. Buzz. The long sword was unsheathed. The entire arena was filled with layers of sword shadows. Myriad World Protection Technique. Nangong Feishua's attacks were all blocked by a faint layer of flowing light. It's indeed very powerful. You're still lacking if you want to break through my Myriad World's Protection Technique. Lin Fei had to admit that the sword technique of this disciple of his High Lord was very powerful. It was no wonder that he could defeat his opponent with a single sword strike. Myriad World Protection Technique. Nangong Feishua's expression changed. You're really lucky to have obtained a protective secret technique. Sword light drill. Another sword stab came, forming a revolving force. It was like a sharp awl smashing into the flowing light, continuously shattering the protective flowing light and opening up a hole. This fellow actually grasped a sword technique at the 9th level of the divine soul. It's rather destructive and terrifying. Lin Fei had the Myriad World's protection art on the surface, but in reality his physical body was the strongest. Lin Fei, you won't be able to block this move. Nangong Feishua revealed a look of joy. The defense of Nangong Feishua's Myriad World Protection Technique wasn't very strong. How could it block a killing move at the 9th level of the divine soul? Is that so? The sword light drill broke through the surface of the flowing light, but its power did not diminish. At this moment, Lin Fei extended his hand and made an ordinary grabbing motion. The sword light drill exploded with terrifying power and continued to produce destructive power. However, Lin Fei's palm was as hard as a boulder. The surface of his body was not damaged, and he easily blocked Nangong Feishua's strongest killing move. Lin Fei casually threw a punch, and his arm expanded. Nangong Feishua's heart skipped a beat. He unsheathed his sword and slashed at Nangong Feishua's arm. The flowing light on the surface of his body blocked the attack. Nangong Feishua attacked dozens of times, but was still unable to block the attack. Boom! His fist landed on Nangong Feishua's body. You have a protective technique, but so do I. Nangong Feishua's body also produced a flowing light that formed a defensive barrier. Nangong Feishua revealed a proud look. You're not the only one in this world with a protective technique, but your protective technique isn't good enough. As soon as he finished speaking, Nangong Feishua's protective technique was broken with a single punch. The punch landed on Nangong Feishua's body and destroyed his entire body. All the life energy stored in his flesh and cells was also plundered by Lin Fei. My strength isn't something that you can contend against. Do you really think that you can defeat me with just a protective technique and a secret skill at the 9th level of the Saint Soul level? Chapter 2778. Yan Huang World. Everyone was paying attention to the latest news. The last round, Lin Fei versus Nangong Feishua. I wonder who will win. After the appearance of the dark horse, Lin Fei, everyone was certain of one thing. Lin Fei had a high chance of taking first place in the individual competition. The power displayed by a physique cultivator was rather terrifying, especially this physique cultivator who had a pinnacle emperor treasure and a defensive skill. With the perfect combination, who could be a match for him? Nangong Feishua isn't out. Lin Fei doesn't seem to be out either. Congratulations, you've won the individual competition. After defeating Nangong Feishua, Lin Fei heard the voice as he wished. First place. A surge of power pulled Lin Fei away. Lin Fei was used to it and gave up resisting. Under the guidance of the power, he came to a palace. Kid, you're not bad. You've won first place this time. Before Lin Fei could stand still, an unfamiliar voice sounded in his ear. Who are you? Lin Fei looked around. Under the system's scan, he could not find any trace of the other party. It was as if he did not exist. Who I am is not important. The voice was calm. You are the most talented person in the great 1,000 worlds in the past 1,000,000 years. Every talented champion will come to the Myriad Worlds Palace. Lin Fei was on guard and secretly looked around. The palace door was empty. Soon, Lin Fei saw something different. On the left and right sides of the palace, there were statues of different shapes. However, they all had one thing in common. They were all majestic and domineering. The statues here are the previous Myriad World's palace masters. The voice said, "As for why they're here one day in the future, perhaps you will be qualified to know." Hua. Lin Fei was sent out of the Myriad World's palace and appeared in the starry sky. Heavenly water of life. Along with it, a portion of heavenly water of life appeared. Your talent isn't bad. One portion of divine water of life and one portion of origin silver sand. Lin Fei waved his hand and put away the gifts. The extra gift surprised him. Was this gift given to him because he had a good impression of him? Doubts flashed through Lin Fei's mind. After Lin Fei came out, the huge golden palace disappeared from everyone's sight. No one knew where the Myriad World's palace went. There were even people who specifically locked onto the Myriad World's palace. But at this moment, all connections were lost. Yes, all of them disappeared. The Myriad World's palace had completely disappeared. Lin Fei won. In the Yen Huang world, countless gazes fell on Lin Fei in the starry sky. At this moment, Lin Fei became the most dazzling existence. In the courtyard of the inn, Yingshan Tianshui was very happy. Our ancient wasteland world has finally produced an amazing genius, the champion of the Myriad World's palace. Lin Fei is going to be a hot commodity soon. No one knew better than him that to be able to obtain first place in both the group battle and the individual battle was something that had never happened before. The Myriad World's palace had never had such a champion before. Any faction would take a liking to such a body transformation powerhouse, and they would definitely try to recruit Lin Fei. In the future, he would definitely become a top-tier powerhouse, and it was quite possible that he would become a Supreme Lord powerhouse. That's great! Double champion in the Myriad World's palace. Number 130 was extremely excited. It was unimaginable that such a talent had appeared in his hands. Number 130 had never thought that such a good thing would happen to him. Double champion in the Myriad World's palace for 1,000,000 years. What an honor that was. After being happy for a while, number 130's face suddenly tensed up. I have to inform the palace lords of the Myriad Realms Palace immediately. Since the Myriad Realms Palace is ranked first twice, Lin Fei's contract has been broken. Those forces from the Saint Spirit domain are probably eyeing Lin Fei now. Number 130 immediately took out his communication device. Palace Master Lin Fei, who I am in charge of, has obtained first place in the team competition and first place in the individual competition in the Myriad World's Palace. The Myriad World's Palace disappeared. But everyone's eyes were on Lin Fei. This time, the most monstrous existence in the Myriad World's Palace. All the geniuses from the Saint Spirit world had been killed. Lin Fei's name once again spread throughout the boundless world. It was simply unimaginable for a single person to obtain 2 portions of God's water of life. One portion was extremely precious, and now it had become 2 portions. After the Yen Huang ancestor disappeared from the Myriad World's palace, she held a grand banquet for Lin Fei, the newcomer, to celebrate the appearance of an extraordinary genius in the boundless world. Lin Fei did not refuse. Since the Yen Huang ancestor had released her good intentions, Lin Fei naturally gave her face as well. During this period of time, several invincible rankers, patriarchs, came. Everyone chatted happily, and countless people went crazy. Lin Fei was now in the same position as the invincible rankers. After the banquet ended, when Lin Fei returned to the ancient wasteland realm, the Yen Huang ancestor personally came to send him off, giving him enough face. After returning to the ancient wasteland realm, Yingshan Tianshui invited Lin Fei to stay in the sacred martial school for a short period of time. Lin Fei tactfully rejected and returned to the Emperor's Peak. Congratulations! You are now famous in the boundless world. Returning to the emperor's peak, Lin Fei saw Qianlan. The current Qianlan was a very popular person in the demon god empire. As Lin Fei's position continued to rise, even an ordinary great emperor like the demon god emperor had to flatter Qianlan. Hee, your man is the strongest. A mere double first place is nothing. Lin Fei hugged Qianlan. Dark Shadow Palace. Number 130 was also summoned back at the first possible moment. Inside the Dark Palace, the palace master's expression was solemn. He really wanted to slap number 130 to death. You clearly know that Lin Fei has potential. Why didn't you report it in advance? Why did you have to tell me after he displayed his divine might? Palace Master Luo Xian was extremely unhappy. The news that a powerful genius had appeared in the Myriad World Palace began to spread throughout the Saint Spirit world and entered the ears of the big sections, especially since he was a body refinement expert. 2 portions of God's water of life could completely create a heavenly God stage expert, if the potential was a little better. In the Dark Shadow Palace, experts were as common as the clouds, but they were all experts in the aspect of emperor intent. The number of body refinement experts on the side was indeed not many. A body refinement expert like Lin Fei would be liked by any sect. If he grew up, his killing power would be extremely shocking. Everyone was clear about this point. Now, their Dark Shadow Palace branch had missed an opportunity. Palace Master Luo Xian didn't know what to say. The higher-ups would definitely blame him, and he really couldn't say anything. Number 130 lowered his head and trembled. Palace Master, I really didn't do it on purpose. I didn't expect it either. Palace Master Luo Xian snorted coldly. Remember this first. If Lin Fei is snatched away by other sects, you will be punished by the higher-ups. Now tell me about Lin Fei. I want to know everything. Chapter 2779. Ancient Wasteland, Emperor's Peak. Ever since returning from the Yanhuang world, Lin Fei had been staying on Emperor's Peak. During this time, Lin Fei had refined the godly water of life and successfully raised his prideful heaven 6th layer to prideful heaven 7th layer. Just as physical defense alone had reached the 6th order, heavenly god realm. Other than refining the godly water of life, Lin Fei had also studied the special reward, the godly Yuan Force Sand. Back at the Dark Shadow Palace, he had scanned through all the books. This was a very special resource in the universe. Other than the top sects, it was not popular outside. The one in the Myriad Worlds Palace was definitely a top existence in the Saint Spirit world. The greatest use of this thing was to temper one's physique. Lin Fei did not use the godly Yuan Force Sand. This thing was too precious. It was by far the most precious thing he had. Now that his physical body was strong, he did not need to refine it. Not long after refining the godly water of life, number 130 arrived. Fellow Taoist Lin Fei, this is our Dark Shadow Palace's Hall Master Luo Xian. After exchanging greetings, number 130 went straight to the point. Greetings, Hall Master Luo Xian. Lin Fei cupped his fists. Hall Master Luo Xian smiled. Fellow Taoist Lin Fei, you are really young and promising. You won first place in the Myriad Worlds Palace twice. You are the strongest generation in the Great Thousand World. You are too kind. Lin Fei chuckled. Hall Master Luo Xian had personally met Lin Fei, and he was envious. He was too young. A peak 3rd Order Emperor realm physique, a defensive secret skill, and a pinnacle Emperor artifact. Any one of them was worthy of envy. Such a person must be pulled into the Dark Shadow Palace. Hall Master Luo Xian secretly sized up Lin Fan. A physique cultivator has limitless potential. It should not be difficult for him to become a core disciple in the future. Hall Master Luo Xian could not bear to give up such a beautiful piece of jade. Fellow Taoist Lin Fei, let's cut to the chase. Hall Master Luo Xian did not delay any further. I would like to invite you to join the Dark Shadow Palace. With your talent and potential, as well as the heritage of our Dark Shadow Palace, there is a high chance that you will become a supremacy of the body tempering sect in the future. The other sects do not have that many body tempering sect techniques. Lin Fei was not in a hurry and listened slowly. Palace Master Luo Xian didn't think that Lin Fei would agree with just a few words. He continued, "As long as you join the Dark Shadow Palace, the Dark Shadow Palace will give you a Stage 2 Heavenly Divine Weapon. At the same time, you will be allowed to choose 3 Saint Soul Level 9 secret skills, all of which are body-tempering Saint Soul secret skills, as well as the Dark Shadow Palace's 10 great divine physique cultivation techniques." Number 130 also took a deep breath. This treatment was really good. Secret techniques of the 8th layer were easy to obtain, but killing techniques of the 9th layer weren't so easy to obtain. Rewarding 3 secret techniques of the 9th layer at once was truly rich and overbearing. A Stage 2 Heavenly Divine Weapon was also relatively valuable, surpassing a pinnacle Emperor treasure. Most importantly, he could learn the Dark Shadow Palace's 10 great divine physique cultivation techniques. This was the most important thing. Lin Fei did not reject, nor did he agree. He directly said that he needed to think about it. Palace Master Luo Xian relaxed and left his contact details before leaving. "Palace Master, they're here too." They had just left Emperor Peak. Another group of people had arrived. Space-Time Court. Palace Master Luo Xian narrowed his eyes. "Humph. The Space-Time Court is most proficient in the Space-Time Tao. They aren't proficient in the body-tempering sect. Even if they offered better treatment, they might not be able to recruit Lin Fei." Palace Master Luo Xian was very assured about this. "Brother Luo Xian, how have you been?" The person who came also knew Palace Master Luo Xian. "Brother Misery C, I didn't expect you to come." Misery C Palace Master was also the Palace Master closest to the ancient wasteland domain. His status was the same as Luo Xian's, and they had some interactions, but they weren't particularly familiar with each other. Ha ha ha, that's for sure. Lin Fei displayed his prowess in the Myriad World Palace and obtained first place twice. Furthermore, he did so as a body-tempering sect master. Even the Saint Spirit domain knows about this. Such a good seedling must definitely be recruited. From the looks of it, Brother Luo Xian, it doesn't seem to be going too well. That's a pity. Misery C Palace Master said with a look of pity, but he was laughing in his heart. If not for the Dark Shadow Palace's branch, they wouldn't have gotten such an advantage. Palace Master Luo Xian's face darkened. He could naturally hear the sarcasm in the other party's words. This time, it was indeed the Dark Shadow Palace's fault. They had lost a good seedling. The only thing that allowed Palace Master Luo Xian to remain calm was that Lin Fei wasn't recruited that easily. "Humph, Lin Fei is a good seedling, but who can guarantee that we will succeed in recruiting him?" Palace Master Luo Xian snorted. "Perhaps it's you, perhaps it's me. Who knows? All right, I still have matters to attend to. I'll make a move first. I won't disturb you in recruiting Lin Fei." Misery C Palace Master looked at Luo Xian's departing figure and snorted. "If he's recruited by the Space-Time Court, your Dark Shadow Palace will be humiliated. Your position as Palace Master will probably come to an end." The Dark Shadow Palace had arrived. The Space-Time Court had arrived. The Massacre Court had arrived. The Saint Spirit Domain's top 3 factions were all interested. Apart from that, the Saint Spirit Domain's top sects had also arranged for people to come. The conditions they offered varied, but they weren't as daring as the top 3 factions. Lin Fei directly eliminated all the factions that weren't the top 3 factions. From Lin Fei's point of view, if he wanted to join, he should join the best faction. The top 3 factions were the best choice. The benefits they offered were also relatively generous. Actually, joining any one of them wouldn't be a huge loss to Lin Fei. His proud heaven had formed his own lineage, and Lin Fei wasn't too interested in the heaven divine physique cultivation technique they mentioned. The space-time court likes geniuses who specialize in the space-time Tao. My physique cultivator might not be popular there. Under the bright moon, Lin Fei sat in the courtyard and allowed the breeze to blow past him. He narrowed his eyes and pondered. The massacre court is indeed very suitable for me. I'll constantly go on expeditions and walk out from the midst of massacres. Lin Fei narrowed his eyes. My plunder technique allows me to constantly plunder. The expeditions on the battlefield will also improve my physical body very quickly. Lin Fei was very tempted, but he held back in the end. The Dark Shadow Palace is rather chaotic internally. They recruit all sorts of experts. Lin Fei recalled the Dark Shadow Palace's records. Among the top 3 factions, the one that values me the most is the Dark Shadow Palace. It's not impossible for me to choose the Dark Shadow Palace. The Dark Shadow Palace was very influential. The most obvious thing was that when they came to invite him, Hall Master Luo Xian was very sincere. The other 2 factions' attitudes were average. They just thought that he was a good seedling and was dispensable. Of course, there was no guarantee that they didn't want to use him to mock the Dark Shadow Palace. Chapter 2780. In the ancient wasteland world, as more and more forces came to visit Lin Fei's influence reached its peak, surpassing the 3 Emperor Realm experts, especially the 3 top forces. Any one of them was a colossus. The branch hall masters coming personally was giving Lin Fei enough face. Everyone was guessing which power Lin Fei would join. Regardless of which power it was, he would be able to reach the heavens in a single step, his future limitless. At this time, Lin Fei silently snuck into the ground. Hua hua hua! Now that Lin Fei had the ability to refine the ancient wasteland world, if he wanted the Dark Shadow Palace to value him more, he had to give them another generous gift. Even though Lin Fei's performance was outstanding, he wasn't that important in the Dark Shadow Palace's eyes. If he became the lord of the physical world, it would be a different story. His trump cards would be even better. Ancient wasteland world, the heart of the world. This was the strangest thing in the world. In the depths of the earth, one couldn't get close to the heart of the world even with treasures in hand. With Lin Fei's current 6th order heavenly god realm physique, he was confident he could get close enough to refine the heart of the world. Master, the heart of the world is 1,000,000 li below you. The little devil locked onto the heart of the world. As Lin Fei got closer and closer, the pressure increased. He activated his protective art and advanced several 100,000 li. Even the myriad world's barrier art couldn't withstand it. Proud heaven! Light flowed on the surface of Lin Fei's body. There was pressure, but it was much lighter. According to his calculations, the remaining 1,000,000 li would take at least 10 days to half a month. This was a test. At the same time, in a vast world, there were many countries. The Dark Nation was one of them. As the Dark Kingdom established by the Dark Court, it was considered a very powerful country in this world. It also had the support of 3 top forces. The 3 top forces are trying to recruit Lin Fei. Once he joins them, killing him will be as difficult as ascending to the heavens. Zhan Rongguang had lost his main body in the 10,000 World Group battle, so his hatred for Lin Fei was immense. Before he makes a decision, I have to kill that brat no matter what. I have to vent this anger. The 10,000 Realm Group battle wasn't a dangerous place. Zhan Rongguang had never believed that he would be killed. He never imagined that he would actually be killed by a junior. Right now, Zhan Rongguang had become a big joke in the Zhan family. A dignified person from the upper realm was killed by a person from the lower realm. How humiliating was that? Zhan Rongguang would never forget this. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. If I want to kill that brat Lin Fei, I have to ally with someone. World Heart. Deep underground, the lava was boiling and the flames were raging. The raging flames here were not inferior to the power of the 9th layer of the Saint Spirit realm, and were infinitely close to the power of the 10th layer. Lin Fei moved forward very slowly. Come down from above. It took a total of 13 days. Every day was a painful ordeal. Lin Fei finally understood why no one could persevere to the end. It was difficult. If it was an emperor intent expert, no matter how strong his emperor intent was, unless he stepped into the heavenly god realm, he wouldn't be able to withstand the continuous attacks. Lin Fei's great success emperor physique was also strenuous. That was a restriction of the heaven and earth. As long as one was in this heaven and earth, everyone had to follow this rule. At this moment, Lin Fei saw that violet crystal. That was the world heart. Ancient desolate world. The most unique existence. Everyone wanted to refine the world heart. Experts from the outside world tried to refine it with treasures. But the moment they entered the underground, they would be mercilessly killed by the heaven and earth energy. As time passed, no one dared to risk their lives. It wasn't difficult for local experts to refine the world heart, but it was truly difficult to persevere for 13 days. Unless there was a heavenly prodigy, not in the heavenly god realm, but with heavenly god combat power. This vague concept was extremely difficult. It was unknown how many people were stuck at this step, unable to advance. Lin Fei withstood the attacks of the raging flames, getting closer and closer to the world heart. At this distance, the world heart erupted with terrifying power, causing towering flames to press down. Madness. This was the world heart's final counterattack. Lin Fei grabbed out with a single hand. His figure expanded explosively and grabbed the world heart. Hua hua hua! A powerful force slammed into the world heart. Lin Fei bellowed, "Open for me!" A 6th order, heavenly god realm's powerful defense was activated to the limit. No matter how hard the world heart tried to resist, it couldn't break free from Lin Fei's grasp. Although Lin Fei had the world heart in his grasp, he had to constantly block the world heart's counterattack. Let's fight for time. Who's afraid of who? Dark Shadow Palace branch. Hall Master Luo Xian had been waiting for Lin Fei's reply. Half a month had passed, but there was still no response from Lin Fei. Did he agree to join the space-time court and slaughter court? Hall Master Luo Xian was slightly worried. In his opinion, the forces that could make Lin Fei join were the Saint Spirit world's top 3 forces. Hall Master, bad news. Number 130 rushed in. Recently, his days had improved, but he was still on tenterhooks. As long as Lin Fei did not agree, he dared not relax. What happened? Did Lin Fei agree to join the other forces? Hall Master Luo Xian frowned. No. Number 130 shook his head. Just now, there was news from above that a heavenly god is coming to the ancient wasteland world, seemingly to deal with Lin Fei. What? Hall Master Luo Xian stood up, his expression uncertain. Give it to me. Number 130 took out the information from above. Hall Master Luo Xian's eyes narrowed. What a dark court. What a Zhangqiu, what a Nangong Feishue. Are they trying to destroy Lin Fei? Hall Master Luo Xian felt a headache coming on. The Dark Shadow Palace's intelligence network was spread all over the world. Even the slightest movement from the Dark Court would be immediately known. These people are not to be trifled with. After reading, Hall Master Luo Xian did not know what to say. The Dark Court alone had the backing of the 3 top forces. In addition, Zhang Qiu was a disciple of limitless supremacy, and Nangong Feishue was a disciple of supremacy one sword. These were all people with great backgrounds. If Lin Fei was from the Dark Shadow Palace, they naturally would not dare to do so, at least not so openly. No one dared to not give face to the Dark Shadow Palace. Hall Master, is there a problem? Number 130 asked cautiously. Indeed, there is trouble. Hall, Master Luo Xian, could not think of a solution. A heavenly god expert is coming to the ancient wasteland world to kill Lin Fei, and not just one, but three. Even if their strength is suppressed, their physical bodies are still heavenly god bodies. If the three of them attack together, Lin Fei will definitely not be able to block them. It is a pity that the ancient wasteland world does not have a material domain master. Hall Master, you must help Lin Fei. Hall Master Luo Xian shook his head. It will be difficult. Lin Fei is not from our Dark Shadow Palace. No one will help him. We must give face to the two supremacies and the Dark Court. Send a message to Lin Fei and inform him in advance. A Material Domain Master. Chapter 2781. Ancient Desolate World. On this day, 6 figures appeared stealthily in the ancient desolate world. As they descended, the world energy pressed down on them. The 6 of them sank, but they soon stabilized themselves. This is indeed a material world. It has an innate suppressive ability. No matter how strong one is, it can be suppressed to below the Great Emperor realm. Only the 3rd order, Great Emperor fleshy body, is better. The one who spoke was a burly man. His eyes were brimming with vigor. He stretched his body, and a fierce glint flashed in his eyes. This was the heavenly god invited by Zhan Rongguang and the others. The material world can suppress one's strength. Even so, the fleshy body is still strong. That Lin Fei might have obtained the life god water, but refining it is as difficult as ascending to the heavens. Who knows, he might still be refining it. If the 3 of us act together, that person will definitely die. Killing intent flashed across the 3 people's eyes. The 3 of them praised the 3 people in front of them. They could not afford to offend any one of the 3 people. Lin Fei is on the Emperor Peak. Find him and kill him. There are no material world masters in the ancient desolate world, so no one will act against you. Zhan Rongguang chuckled. We can only say that that fellow is too foolish. He wants to raise the price. What wishful thinking. If Lin Fei joined any of the factions, Zhan Rongguang would have a headache. At that time, they would not dare to act recklessly. Fortunately, Lin Fei did not join any of the factions. Through acquaintances, he knew that Lin Fei was still considering. At that time, Zhan Rongguang knew that his chance had come. This time, no matter what, that fellow will die. Zhang Qiu chuckled. After killing Lin Fei, we can destroy the sacred martial sect too. Zhang Qiu always remembered the sacred martial sect. Lin Fei deserved to die. So did Ying Shan Tianxue of the sacred martial sect. Ha ha ha, we just have to watch. Nangong Feishue was very calm. After they appeared in the ancient, desolate world, the representatives of the 3 superpowers knew about it. They chose to remain silent about this matter. In their opinion, Lin Fei was quite talented. It was not an exaggeration to say that he was the strongest generation in the great thousand world. As long as he did not choose to join their superpowers, they would not act. They had always understood this rule. If 3 heavenly gods descended, even if they were suppressed by the material world, they would still be able to easily kill heavenly emperors. If it was a material world lord, it would be a different story. This time, Lin Fei was really doomed. The 3 divine realm experts descended above the Capital Institute. That's the Emperor Peak. One of the heavenly gods snickered coldly and struck out with his palm. There was a loud, rumbling sound. The Academy's formation was broken, and the monarch peak erupted with a devastating light. But it still could not withstand the might of the heaven god experts' palm strike. Their mission this time was to kill Lin Fei. Other than the material realm master, no one else was worth fearing. One palm. The monarch peak was torn apart, and dust was flying everywhere. No one's here. One of the heavenly gods frowned. Search. Even if we have to turn the entire ancient wasteland world upside down, we have to find him. It's highly likely that he went to refine the divine water of life. The 3 of them immediately took action. ancient wasteland world, deep underground. The realm heart floated in front of Lin Fei. Ever since that day, Lin Fei had been refining the realm heart. Even though he had a certain level of understanding, the realm heart was much more difficult than he had imagined. At the start, it constantly exploded with terrifying energy waves, destroying his physical body. Lin Fei did not dare to be distracted. Soon, the difficulty of refining the realm heart was really beyond imagination. Lin Fei could only focus on refining the realm heart. Compared to the start, the resistance of the realm heart was much weaker now. According to his estimation, it would take at most half a year to completely refine it. Ancient wasteland world. With the arrival of the three heavenly gods, all the forces, big and small, lowered their heads. One by one, the forces were subdued. They were all sent to search for traces of Lin Fei. Everyone in ancient wasteland world was searching for one person. At the start, these people were not happy. After the three heavenly gods attacked and killed a few heavenly emperors, they completely gave up. The three of them were like demons. If one day is not enough, then 1 year. Ancient wasteland world is only so big. He will show up sooner or later. A world continent without a physical realm lord. Zhan Rongguang was not worried at all. He thought he could easily find Lin Fei, but he had disappeared. After destroying a few forces, he still could not find his exact whereabouts. Search, we must create him. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. Lin Fei seemed to have really disappeared. If we can't find Lin Fei, then we will force him out. I don't believe he can hide forever. Zhan Rongguang was a little anxious. The god water of life was no joke. If Lin Fei refined a portion, his strength would increase greatly. The three heavenly gods might not be able to suppress Lin Fei. This was Zhan Rongguang's biggest worry. I heard that the demon god empire's Saintess Qinlan is Lin Fei's woman. Capture her first. And the expedition empire's princess too. And sacred martial sex in Shan Tianshui. He seems to have a good relationship with Lin Fei. Capture her too. The ancient wasteland world was under the despotic power of the three heavenly gods, especially after knowing that the three of them came from the saint spirit world. All of them lost their temper. The entire ancient wasteland world was not a match for them, even if all of them worked together. They could only follow the three heavenly gods' orders and search for Lin Fei's whereabouts. The three top forces and some of the first-rate sects were just there to watch the show. A dark court and 2 supremacies. They had to give face to anyone. They could only say that Lin Fei was unlucky. His performance in the 10,000 Realms team battle was too outstanding. A tall tree attracts the wind. Anyone would have the thought of obtaining 2 portions of God Water of Life. Things are not looking good. Dark Shadow Palace branch. Hall Master Luo Xian became curious. The Demon God Empire's woman, the Expedition Empire's woman, and Sacred Martial Sects in Shan Tianshui have all been captured by them. Will Lin Fei continue enduring? Recently, the biggest commotion was the 3 heavenly gods attacking the Sacred Martial Sect. The Sacred Martial Sects had always been mysterious. Almost no one knew about them. The 3 heavenly gods killed their way in, and both parties engaged in a huge battle. Afterwards, Shan Tianshui was defeated and the Sacred Martial Sect was activated. The moment the Sacred Martial Sect was activated, it killed the 3 heavenly gods with a single sword, heavily injuring them. Finally, Shan Tianshui was captured alive by the 3 heavenly gods. The secret killing technique of the Sacred Martial Sects had shocked the spectating superpowers. If not for its power being suppressed, the 3 heavenly gods would have died for sure. Hall Master, do you think he went to refine the realm heart? Number 130 said carefully. Material Realm Master? Chapter 2782. Half a year passed. Lin Fei never appeared again. After the 3 heavenly gods suffered a huge loss at the Sacred Martial Sect, they hated Lin Fei even more. Every day, they would torture the great emperors of the sacred martial sect, especially Ying Shan Tianshui. In a prosperous area of the ancient desolate world, the three heavenly gods would torture the people from the sacred martial sect until they were hovering between life and death. But even so, that Lin Fei still did not appear. Some even suspected that Lin Fei had left the ancient desolate world. If he did not receive the news beforehand, why would he not be in the ancient desolate world? In half a year, the ancient desolate world had risen by 3 feet, yet they could not find Lin Fei. Zhan Rongguang and the others began to feel anxious. Lin Fei must have gone to refine the life god water. Other than this explanation, there was no other explanation. Since he is refining the life god water, we will force him out. Zhang Qiu had an idea. We will use the execution of Ying Shan Tianshui, Qinlan, and the others to force Lin Fei out. Half a year passed. Lin Fei had been fighting against the realm heart. As time passed, the scales of victory started tilting towards Lin Fei's side. Success. Half a year later, Lin Fei laughed out loud. He refined the realm heart in one fell swoop. After refining the realm heart, Lin Fei seemed to have connected with the entire ancient desolate world. The realm heart had also entered his body as if it was born with him. Lin Fei's thoughts covered the entire ancient desolate world. At this moment, the ancient desolate world had become his body. It was no longer affected. This is the master of a material world. It was impossible to cover the entire ancient desolate world with a thought in the past. But now he did it. It was effortless. No one could sense that Lin Fei's thoughts covered the entire ancient desolate world. Ying Shan Tianshui. As his thoughts covered the world, a large amount of information entered his mind. Lin Fei blocked the information within. Soon he noticed something, causing his expression to sink. Such guts! Lin Fei's eyes turned cold, and a chill flashed past. Even though Lin Fei had just taken control of the ancient wasteland world, he could use the power of the physical realm master. Before he became the physical realm master, Lin Fei felt that the entire world was under his control. No one's power could exceed the control of the ancient wasteland domain. South Cloud Continent, South Cloud City. Ever since the 3 heavenly god powerhouses appeared, everyone in the South Cloud Continent had been struggling at death's door. To the 3 heavenly god powerhouses, if there was any slight dissatisfaction, they would take it out on the South Cloud Continent's forces. The entire South Cloud Continent would suffer countless casualties. Today was the last day. Ever since half a month ago, when the 3 heavenly deities released the news that they would execute Ying Shan Tianshui and the others a month later, there would be people coming to torture the people from the sacred martial sect every single day. The 3 heavenly gods even forced the people of the Southern Cloud Continent to come and watch. His intention was very obvious. He wanted everyone to spread the news and let everyone know that if Lin Fei didn't appear, then these people would be executed. In the eyes of the 3 heavenly gods, those who were not convinced would have to die. If Lin Fei dared to be a coward, then someone would have to pay the price until Lin Fei himself appeared. And today was the last day. The 3 heavenly gods sat on the high platform. Ying Shan Tianshui, you are also a great emperor expert. As long as you tell us where Lin Fei is hiding, I can leave your corpse intact. Seated in the middle, the heavenly god Gutian said with a cold voice. For the sake of a little fellow, they had stayed in the ancient wasteland domain for half a year, enduring the suppression of the ancient wasteland domain every single day. This feeling was extremely unpleasant. It's the same for all of you too. Qinlan, I heard that when Lin Fei returned, you went to the Emperor Peak. As long as you are willing to tell us where Lin Fei is, seeing that you are a beauty, I can spare your life. Furthermore, I can return your freedom. South Cloud City, on the public square. On many wooden frames, Special chains were pierced through everyone's shoulder blades. Their strength was sealed, and they had to endure the torture every single day. Among them, Qin Lan and Fan Luoyu were slightly better off as they did not suffer much. You can forget about it. If you are capable, kill us. My man will take revenge for me. Qin Lan's black hair was messy, and there was no sign of compromise on her face. My man is the most formidable. All of you can only act while he is not around. The moment my man comes, the three of you will be killed even if you work together. Fan Luoyu scolded. Well scolded. Yingshan Tianxue was covered in wounds. The moment Dao friend Lin Fei returns, all of you will definitely die. What a pity! The true body that you cultivated with so much difficulty is going to land here. Oh, right, maybe you don't even know the avatar technique. You might really die here. The expressions of the three heavenly gods sunk. Beat him up ruthlessly, even at death's door. He still dares to spout such arrogant words. Gu Tianyin sneered, just like what he said, even though the three of them were heavenly gods, in a place like the Saint Spirit world, they were not considered much. Avatar technique? Such a powerful secret technique was not something they could learn. Yingshan Tianxue cursed them to die here. Naturally, he had hit their soft spot. This time they readily agreed. Dealing with a little fellow was also a way to curry favor with the three great masters. As long as they could rely on them, they were willing to wipe out the entire ancient, desolate world. A world continent without a material world master was not something anyone would care about. Even if those above knew about it, they would not say anything. There were at least 400 to 500 similar world continents in the Great Thousand Worlds. These world continents would never have a material world master if no accident happened. Wanting to become a material world master was as difficult as ascending the heavens. They did not believe that Lin Fei could become a material world master and control the ancient, desolate world. Even though Lin Fei's fleshy body was very strong and could even be close to a first-order heavenly god. But this was far from enough. They were waiting for Lin Fei to appear. Today was the final day. Lin Fei would definitely come out. Time passed second by second. Qin Lan, do you think Big Brother Lin will come? Fan Luoyu turned and asked Qin Lan. Qin Lan looked at the sky. He will definitely come. Their nightmare is about to appear. Nobody can save them. They are indeed despicable. They even injured my father. Fan Luoyu was furious. They will definitely die a horrible death. Over at Yingshan Tianxue's side, someone was continuously whipping him, losing the protection of his energy. Yingshan Tianxue gritted his teeth and endured the torture. It was not just on his flesh, but on his soul too. Gu Tianyin, you will regret it soon. Did I hurt you? Even if you are experts, as long as Lin Fei comes, you will definitely die. Ha ha ha. The three heavenly gods were resisting the urge to slap the other party to death. If Lin Fei really comes, it will be us who will kill him. Gu Tianyin's voice was cold to the extreme. Didn't you want to find me? Now I am here. A black stream of light appeared in the horizon. Gu Tianyin looked up. Chapter 2783. Ancient Wasteland World. South Cloud Continent, Public Square. During the days when the three heaven gods were in the South Cloud Continent, the entire South Cloud Continent had changed greatly. Forces that disobeyed orders were all annihilated. Those who were acquainted with Lin Fei but could not tell Lin Fei's whereabouts were all annihilated. You're finally here. The black flowing light condensed into a figure in the distance. Gu Tianyin and the other two stood up too. The three of them were not afraid of Lin Fei, but they were worried that Lin Fei would leave the ancient wasteland world. The world was vast, and if he really wanted to hide, it would not be so easy to find him. The three people who had been in the void all this time also revealed smiles. He's dead for sure this time. All three of them came from factions with powerful backgrounds. One of them was from the Dark Court, while the other two were under the High Lords. Hiring people to kill Lin Fei was already very shameless. If they swaggered out like this, they might become a laughingstock if word of this got out. The three of them were enough. It's his true body. Nangong Feishua laughed. It's impossible for Lin Fei to grasp a saint spirit secret technique, like the Avatar technique. He only has one true body. If he dies, he's dead. He can't come back to life. What we want is for his true body to come. The entire South Cloud continent still remembered Lin Fei's domineering battle in the past. Nobody dared to forget Lin Fei's savagery. In the ancient wasteland world, more than 10 great emperors died in the hands of Lin Fei. Big Brother Lin, hurry up and leave. They are heaven gods from above, and they're here to deal with you. Qinlan and Fan, Luoyu shouted. Heaven gods were people they would never have the chance to see in their entire lives. Even if their strength was suppressed, they were still heaven gods, and they could sweep across those of the same realm. Dao friend Lin Fei, you shouldn't have come. Ying Shan Tianshui laughed bitterly. They are invincible even after suppressing their strength. The foundation of the sacred martial sect could not withstand the attacks of 3 heaven gods. Lin Fei, if you surrender now, they will suffer less. Gu Tian Yin pointed at the person on the wooden frame. Now that their strength has been sealed, they won't be able to take more than a few hits. You better think this through. Gu Tianyin was unbridled in the ancient wasteland domain. It would be best if he could make the other party surrender easily. Who knew if he had completely refined the divine water of life? Gu Tianyin and the other two were arrogant and unbridled, but that didn't mean that they were brainless. Having hostages in their hands was also a form of insurance. If things went wrong, they might be able to force Lin Fei to not dare to make a move. The 3 of you are really shameless. Lin Fei floated in the air, using hostages to threaten me. You are too timid. This doesn't match your statuses. You guys are celestial deity powerhouses, at any rate. Could it be that you're still scared of a nobody like me? Bastard. A heavenly deity beside Gu Tianyin snorted. Do you really think you're amazing? You still dare to be so impudent here? Let me kill you first. The heavenly deity charged forward, using his palm as a blade, slashing down. Everyone says that you're very powerful. Then let me see for myself. How powerful exactly are you? You're just someone from a small world. What right do you have to be so impudent? The people from the 3 top forces were also paying close attention. When there was no one around, they didn't mind being gossipers. If Lin Fei won, then everything would be fine. It was enough to prove his potential, and they would definitely bring him back, even if they had to pay a higher price. On the other hand, if Lin Fei was killed by them, they wouldn't mind taking action and splitting the divine water of life. Everyone who saw it would get a share. Such a good thing didn't happen often. Xian Qi, Second Order Heavenly God Realm, has grasped a 9th level Saint Soul Realm killing technique. On top of that, he cultivates the Thick Earth technique, specialized in defense. Using him to deal with Lin Fei is the best choice. Hall Master Luo Xian looked at the South Cloud Continent Square from afar. Looking at Lin Fei's appearance, there isn't much change in his aura, so he probably hasn't refined the world heart yet. That's right, not everyone can refine a world heart. Once an outsider enters, the world heart's power will be able to kill them. Even native experts have to go through layers of tests. Then Lin Fei is in big trouble. A heavenly god whose strength was suppressed could still suppress Lin Fei by relying on a terrifying physique. Xian Qi used a wide black blade, and with a swing of the blade, it tore through the void. I heard that your body is very strong, but I don't know if you can withstand my deity blade. Xian Qi laughed heartily as he unleashed his blade technique. Every blade attack was aimed at Lin Fei's vital parts. Hua hua hua! Blade light streaked across the sky. Lin Fei started to retreat. His opponent's speed was very fast. As the blade swept past him, It left white marks on his body. Heavenly God Blade, specialized in breaking emperor physiques. Enjoy! Qianqi's attacks became faster. Slash after slash, the entire world was covered in blade light. The terrifying sharp aura caused everyone in the South Cloud continent to tremble. Is this the might of a heavenly god? Any expert felt a sense of helplessness. Just one blade light was enough to kill him. There was no need for many. Just one blade light was enough. Zhan Rongguang and the other two laughed. A single heavenly god blade was enough to make Lin Fei flustered and lose his rhythm. Xian Qi killing him will be as easy as flipping his palm. Zhan Rongguang laughed. We also have to make preparations. When Lin Fei dies, we have to snatch the storage ring at the first possible moment. It's the heavenly water of life. We have to get the heavenly water of life. With our background and status, they should turn a blind eye. At most, we'll just give them a portion of the heavenly water of life. We won't lose out. Zhang Qiu laughed. Whoever dares to take my portion. Don't blame my sword for being merciless. Nangong Feishue said coldly. The three of them were unwilling to give up on the heavenly water of life. Even if they could obtain a third of the heavenly water of life, it would still be worth it. On the surface, Lin Fei retreated. In truth, he was experiencing the strength of a heavenly god. The heavenly god blade looks sharp enough to cut through an emperor's physique, but it has no effect on a fifth-order heavenly god realm and above. It's far from being able to break through my proud heaven. Lin Fei was a little disappointed. A heavenly god's strength wasn't that great. Lin Fei, do you only know how to dodge? Qianqi felt powerless. Even with the heavenly god blade in his hand, he was unable to leave a single wound on Lin Fei's body. Then I don't mind landing my next attack on your friends. I don't believe they can withstand a single strike from the heavenly god blade. Heavenly god! Xian Qi had learned his lesson. Lin Fei stopped. Actually, I feel that it's about time. A heavenly god doesn't seem like much. Since you want me to make a move, you better prepare yourself, lest you say that I didn't give you a chance to prepare. Chapter 2784. Gu Tiannin's expression was uncertain. Qianqi, what's he doing? Why can't he take down Lin Fei? Even if Qianqi's strength was suppressed, with the help of the divine weapons in his hands, no matter how strong Lin Fei's physical body was, he would still be able to defeat Qianqi. They were divine realm experts, after all. In the ancient wasteland world, where there was no physical master, they were invincible. Bullying a little guy like Lin Fei was just a matter of a thought. Brother Gu, Lin Fei's archbody is indeed extraordinary. It can withstand the sky god blade's sharpness. No wonder he can be so fearless. Beside him, Emperor Godlung said he's not slow either. Once he fights with Brother Qianqi head-on, he'll be at a disadvantage, even though it looked like he had no advantage now. Everyone saw Emperor God Qianqi using the sky god blade to suppress Lin Fei. Lin Fei has been tricked. He's fighting head-on. On the battlefield, the situation began to change. Even the Blade of Heaven has come out. It's a divine soul, level 9 killer move. Emperor God Qianqi used a divine soul, level 9 killer move. Even though its power was greatly reduced, it was still invincible when used with the sky god blade. This blade was strange and unpredictable. It merged with heaven and earth, making it the most difficult to defend against. With this blade, Emperor God had killed a divine realm expert who was one level higher than him. Ordinary divine realm experts of the same level did not dare to fight him, for they could not withstand the attack of this blade. Whoosh! The blade of heaven slashed out. It was indeed mysterious and unpredictable. Somehow, this blade also contained the power of heaven and earth, causing one to be dazed for a moment. Their minds went blank. The blade of heaven attacked head-on. It looked like Lin Fei was about to be hit. Everyone's hearts were in their throats. Qinlan and Fan Luiyu both cried. using the power of heaven and earth to affect a person, followed by a sudden blade attack. What a good idea! Lin Fei shook his head, slightly. He calmly reached out a hand and lightly swiped at the blade. The terrifying power of the blade was silently erased by Lin Fei. The entire world regained its peaceful aura. Ha ha ha, that's great, he blocked it. Qinlan was overjoyed. Empyrean God Arcanum's heart sank. The other party easily resolved the crisis. This seemed too inconceivable. Empyrean God Mystic Oddity hadn't sensed any energy fluctuations. In other words, Lin Fei hadn't used any power in his attack just then. So how had he blocked it? Furthermore, he had easily nullified the Blade of Heaven's attack. Originally, I was planning to find a few heavenly gods to hold the fort. Since you're here, you can stay here and be my guardian imperial weapons. Heavenly God Xian Qi was enraged. You're too arrogant. Lin Fei walked toward Heavenly God Xian Qi, one step at a time. Watch how I cut you down. Heavenly God Xian Qi was just about to strike with his saber when an invisible, special force pressed down on him, rendering him immobile. No matter how much force he exerted, he was unable to move. Brother Gu, save me. There's something wrong with him. Gu Tianyin and Empyrean God Coldwinter both realized that something was wrong. The two of them attacked at once, and 2 9th-level Saint Spirit killing techniques shot out. Lin Fei waved his hand, and all the attacks dissipated. If I want you to be my imperial weapon, no one can stop me. Lin Fei's finger pierced through Heavenly God Xian Qi's forehead, instantly destroying everything. He left behind a complete body, which he put away with a wave of his hand. This scene was simply too unexpected. A heavenly god expert's consciousness was wiped away just like that, leaving behind an empty body. I really want to feel the power of heaven and earth. It seems like only the power of heaven and earth can nullify attacks so casually. Could it be? The 3 supreme factions shuddered, and a terrifying thought flashed through their minds. Xian Qi, Gu Tianyin, and Empyrean God Coldwinter realized that they were in big trouble. Nullifying their own attacks with a wave of his hand was extremely normal in the Saint Spirit world. However, this was a subworld, and there was only one possibility for him to be able to nullify 2 9th-level Saint Spirit attacks. The master of the material world. You guys can go and accompany them now. Lin Fei casually struck out 2 gusts of wind, condensing 2 finger seals. Senior Lin Fei, we're convinced. Don't kill us. The moment the finger seals appeared, they discovered that they could not move at all. They were truly suppressed by the power of heaven and earth. The 2 of them instantly turned pale. If they could move, they would definitely kneel down and beg for mercy. Even if they were beaten to death, they would never come to the ancient, desolate world. Material realm lord, an unparalleled existence that controlled the power of the world. Whoever came would die. Zhan Rongguang, you guys tricked us. The finger seals pierced through the forehead of the 2 heavenly gods, leaving behind only their fleshly bodies. The changes happened too quickly. Yingshan Tianxue and the others were all shocked as they watched. In the blink of an eye, 3 heavenly gods had fallen. Even if their bodies remained, they had lost their consciousness and were completely useless. Material Realm Lord, Hall Master Luo Xian, could no longer remain calm. How is this possible? He grasped the realm heart so quickly, controlled the power of the world, and became the Material Realm Lord. Hall Master Luo Xian had seen many geniuses before. Among them, Lin Fei's performance was very stunning. But compared to those geniuses from the Saint Spirit world, he was still slightly lacking. He was not as sharp as them. After the Dark Shadow Palace branch knew of Zhan Rongguang's plan, they did not stop them. The 2 supremacies were from the same country, and they had to give them some face. But now that Lin Fei had grasped the realm heart and become the Material Realm Lord, he became stunning. Unless it was a peak expert, like a hierarch, Basically, no one could kill Lin Fei, unless the ancient desolate world itself was destroyed. As long as the ancient desolate world existed, Lin Fei could not be killed. No one would bully the weak to deal with a little fellow. I've really misjudged him. Temporal Temple, Massacre God Court. These two people in charge had their mouths wide open. They were completely shocked. Material Realm Lord. To be able to dissolve it so easily, formless and colorless. Only a material world Lord could do it. From today onwards, the ancient desolate world finally had a material realm lord. Lin Fei has become a material realm lord. Ying Shan, Tianxue, cried tears of joy after being dazed for a moment. Material realm lord. Ying Shan Tianxue's voice spread out. Everyone's breathing quickened as they looked at Lin Fei, who had defeated 3 heaven god experts. Material realm lord. It was such an unattainable thing, but it would one day appear before everyone's eyes. This was an invincible material realm lord. The power of heaven god experts could be sealed, and he could be killed with a flick of his hand. This was a true material realm lord, able to defeat strong enemies with one hand. Come out. Lin Fei waved his hand, and the power of heaven and earth surged out. After grasping the realm heart, Lin Fei could continuously control the power of heaven and earth of the ancient desolate world. Zhan Rongguang, Zhang Qiu, and Nangong Feishua were forced out by the power of heaven and earth. At this moment, the 3 of them had extremely ugly expressions. Chapter 2785. The ancient wasteland domain had a physical realm master. The young man whom everyone thought would never become a physical realm master in such a short period of time had secretly controlled the power of the realm continent and became an invincible expert in the vast 1,000 domains. Zhan Rongguang and the other 2 were imprisoned by the power of heaven and earth. Anyone in the ancient wasteland domain would be imprisoned by the power of the physical realm master. You actually became a physical realm master. Zhan Rongguang's eyes widened. In front of the invincible power of the realm continent, they had no ability to struggle. This was something they did not expect. Even if Lin Fei had the god water of life, they did not think that he would succeed. Refining the god water of life required time, not to mention 2 portions. Lin Fei was far stronger than they had imagined, and his movements were fast. He easily refined the realm heart and became an invincible and indestructible existence, unless the ancient wasteland domain reached its end one day. You did not expect this, right? Lin Fei smiled. I have to thank you for sending 3 sets of good materials for refining imperial weapons. The 3 of them sank. I am supremacy, one swordsman. If you dare to touch me, my senior brothers will definitely not let you off. Nangong Feishua said, while suppressing her fear, You cannot kill me. I am supremacy, limitless man. Zhang Qiu also brought out his backing. If you touch me, you will become supremacy, limitless enemy. Lin Fei listened and looked up at Zhan Rongguang. What about you? Zhan Rongguang felt very uncomfortable. He did not expect to suffer such a huge setback in the ancient wasteland domain. Physical realm master. Even in the saint spirit domain, he was a famous figure. A physical realm master who cultivated the doppelganger technique was almost unkillable. He could continuously cultivate doppelgangers and cause great trouble for anyone. No one could bear such a loss. Why are you not saying anything? Bring out the dark court. Lin Fei clapped his hands lightly. You dare to cause trouble here and cause great harm to the ancient wasteland domain. The 3 of you will not escape death. No. Lin Fei raised his hand and slapped the 3 of them. The 3 of them disappeared on the spot. Lin Fei didn't have to worry about the 3 of them. No matter which one it was, they wouldn't act against him for the sake of a puny material world overlord. That would be too easy for others to mock him. Material realm lord mighty. Master of the material realm, show your might. In the southern cloud continent, everyone prostrated themselves on the ground, expressing their utmost sincerity. From today onwards, the entire ancient wasteland world would no longer have to worry about being defeated by an expert descending upon them. This was because the physical realm master was their strongest backer. The entire South Cloud continent echoed with the words Material Realm Lord. Lin Fei lightly waved his hand, and the people whose powers had been sealed regained their freedom. Boundless life energy poured into their bodies, and their injuries instantly healed, making them as good as new. Thank you for your hard work. Ing Shan Tinshui was full of smiles. Ha ha ha! Who would have thought that in my lifetime I would finally see the physical realm lord? The ancient wasteland world is finally back on the stage. I'm so happy. So what if I suffer a little? Big Brother Lin, we can't let them escape. They are all traitors, helping a heavenly god to commit crimes. Qin Lan pointed at the people fleeing in the distance, filled with hatred. The days of offending you women are really not easy. Lin Fei guffawed. With a wave of his hand, the world energy was unleashed. Those escaping experts, some of which were great emperors, melted in the hands of Lin Fei. They were completely annihilated. The ancient wasteland world had produced a physical realm lord. This news rapidly spread across the great thousand worlds. After everyone knew it, was that Lin Fei, the top forces of the great thousand worlds, all had their mouths agape. They did not dare believe it was true. This was too fast, just when everyone was doubting the reliability of the news. Even the physical realm lords of the great thousand worlds went to congratulate him. Only then did everyone realize that the news was true. That strongest generation expert of the ancient wasteland world had successfully become the physical realm lord. After the top forces confirmed it, they all brought generous gifts to visit Lin Fei. Everyone knew that the great thousand worlds had one more unparalleled expert, and the situation would definitely change. Congratulations! Young and promising. One by one, the physical realm lords came to visit him. Such a young physical realm lord would not need a long time to become a heavenly god and head to the saint spirit world to train. Moreover, Lin Fei was the target of recruitment by the three top forces. Lin Fei's future was boundless. If they did not visit him now, it would be a huge loss in the future if they became familiar with him. The two physical realm lords that once acted against Lin Fei in the Yan Huang world personally came to apologize with their true bodies. At the same time, they sent generous gifts. They regretted it. Lin Fei received the visiting physical realm lords one by one. As for the rest, he left them to his subordinates, Thousand Horizontal Emperor and Ghost Flame Emperor, to handle. He spent half a month working on it. After Lin Fei settled everything, Hall Master Luo Xian came and sent a generous gift. Congratulations, Dao friend Lin Fei. The great thousand worlds has another unparalleled expert. Hall Master Luo Xian did not expect that Lin Fei would become the physical realm lord. He had been in the ancient wasteland world for so long and had seen countless geniuses, but none had successfully grasped the power of the realm heart. Hall Master Luo Xian did not think that Lin Fei could become the physical realm lord. If he wanted to become the physical realm lord, Hall Master Luo Xian felt that Lin Fei had a chance of becoming the physical realm lord. The possibility was not very high, at most 20 to 30%. Hall Master Luo Xian regretted it and wanted to slap himself. The price he had to pay was even greater. Sit. Lin Fei greeted. When Hall Master Luo Xian saw Lin Fei again, his emotions were extremely complicated. Before this, he still felt that Lin Fei was a fellow with limitless potential. But now that Lin Fei had become the physical realm lord, Lin Fei's status was not lower than his. We sincerely invite Dao friend Lin Fei to join our Dark Shadow Palace. Hall Master Luo Xian said, the higher-ups have decided that if you are willing to join our Dark Shadow Palace, you will directly become a personal disciple of our Dark Shadow Palace. You will be able to learn the power of a killing technique at the 10th level of the Saint Spirit realm. You will also be able to learn one of the 3 supreme cultivation techniques of our Dark Shadow Palace, the Darkness Clone. This is a top-notch life-saving technique of our Dark Shadow Palace. Our Dark Shadow Palace is absolutely sincere. Lin Fei listened quietly. From Senior Brother Longyu, Lin Fei learned about the situation of the Dark Shadow Palace. Moreover, it was a rather detailed one, which allowed Lin Fei to have a very detailed understanding of the Dark Shadow Palace and was no longer confused. The status of a personal disciple is not bad. Senior Brother Longyu said that the Dark Shadow Palace has a very strict hierarchy. First are the outer disciples, then the inner disciples, and then personal disciples. Other than the elders and deacons, personal disciples have a high status in the Dark Shadow Palace. Lin Fei continued to recall Senior Brother Longyu's words. Senior Brother Longyu said that the Dark Shadow Palace has 3 supreme cultivation techniques. One of them is the Darkness Clone. This is a top-notch life-saving technique. Once it is executed, no one can break it. Dark Shadow Palace disciples must be a personal disciple in order to learn it. At the same time, it requires 1 million contribution points. Chapter 2786. After a while, Lin Fei spoke. Actually, I have a good impression of the Dark Shadow Palace, and joining them is not a problem. However, I need 50 kilograms of God Elemental Force sand. Hall Master Luo Xian revealed a serious expression. 50 kilograms of God Elemental Force sand. Hall Master Luo Xian said, "Do you know the importance of this item? It is not an ordinary item, and only supremacies can excavate it." "I know." Lin Fei nodded. "As long as I can satisfy this condition, I will join the Dark Shadow Palace. I need to report this." Hall Master Luo Xian could not decide, so he turned and left. This matter required the approval of the higher-ups. After Hall Master Luo Xian came, the Massacre God Court and the Temporal Temple also came. The benefits they offered were much more than the previous time. After all, the identity of a material world lord was very important. When they heard that Lin Fei wanted 50 kilograms of God Elemental Force sand, they could not agree on the spot and could only return to report the situation. "I really did not expect that I, prideful heaven god, will need supplementary materials from the 7th level. I wonder who is willing to offer 50 kilograms of God Elemental Force sand." This item was priceless. Although Lin Fei had obtained a portion from the Myriad World Palace, it was not enough. This time, Lin Fei directly asked for this item, and whoever offered would join that side. It was good to have a strong backing. He understood. The Temporal Temple did not move. The Massacre God Court did not move either. Lin Fei knew that they were not willing to take out such a resource for him. The price was too high. Lin Fei felt that there should be people who would agree to his conditions. If the Dark Shadow Palace does not move in the end, can I count on those first-rate sects in the Saint Spirit world? Lin Fei frowned. If no one is willing to offer, I can only slowly accumulate. Lin Fei did not know that prideful heaven god would need supplementary materials again. This was really a scam. Lin Fei was very anxious. If he missed this opportunity, he didn't know when he would get it again. He had heard from Senior Brother Longyu that there were huge merchant associations in the Saint Spirit domain. If he wanted to get it, he would have to pay a huge price. What's more, there might not even be one. Fellow cultivator Lin Fei, the Dark Shadow Palace agrees to your conditions. When Hall Master Luo Xian came again, he brought a piece of good news. A portion of 50 kilograms of Origin Energy God sand was not a small sum. In the Dark Shadow Palace, one had to have a high status to exchange for it. 1 million contribution points was not easy to obtain. In an impossible situation, the higher-ups actually agreed. Palace Lord Luo Xian could only say that Lin Fei's luck was simply too good. The upper echelons viewed Lin Fei with extraordinary importance. But when he thought about it, the Dark Shadow Palace truly didn't have many material world overlords. As for those as outstanding as Lin Fei was even rarer. From now on, we are brothers of the same sect. Hall Master Luo Xian smiled. When are you free? Make a trip to the Dark Shadow Palace's headquarters. The things you want are all there. In 3 years, Lin Fei said. I still have some small matters to settle. All right, in 3 years, I'll wait for you at the Dark Shadow Palace branch. After Hall Master Luo Xian left, he released the news. Lin Fei had joined the Dark Shadow Palace. Once the news was out, it immediately spread throughout the vast 1,000 domains. This is a meteoric rise. The Dark Shadow Palace is one of the 3 top forces. In the future, who would dare to offend this realm Lord Lin Fei? No one in the ancient wasteland domain would dare to offend him. Everyone was envious of the ancient wasteland domain. In the vast 1,000 domains, there were many material world overlords. However, there were not many who were qualified to join a top sect. Entering the Dark Shadow Palace would mean a bright future. Your luck is not bad. The Dark Shadow Palace will agree to your conditions. In the Aquamoon Grotto Heaven, Longyu was all smiles. The Dark Shadow Palace has put in a lot of effort. It should be, because they lack a strong general. You obtained first place in the Myriad Realms Palace, a double first place, and even cultivated a powerful emperor body. With a little nurturing, you will become a powerful sky god. If you become a supremacy, you will have a great advantage. Lin Fei thought about it and felt that this reason was very likely. Junior brother has become a material world lord. Senior brother can also leave with peace of mind. Longyu laughed. As one of the 3 top forces in the Saint Spirit domain, the Dark Shadow Palace each has a hierarch expert. The internal competition is very intense. If you want to establish yourself from below, you have to be more outstanding than them. As long as you continue to suppress them, you will obtain more resources. Lin Fei was startled. Senior brother, you're leaving. Yes, this is all thanks to junior brother. The Aquamoon Grotto Heaven is suppressed by the power of the realm continent. Junior brother is a material world lord, so everything is simple. After so many years, it's time for me to go out and take a look. Longyu said, the Aquamoon Grotto Heaven will be handed over to you in the future. Now that you are strong enough, you can try. Master has left behind many good things. Lin Fei sent senior brother off personally. Let's meet in the Saint Spirit domain. I hope that by then, you will already be an overlord. Longyu walked into the passageway and easily left the Aquamoon Grotto Heaven, heading for the Saint Spirit domain. Another one left. Lin Fei shook his head. He could understand senior brother's feelings. Under the pressure of the material world, living in the same place all the time, it was good enough that his mind did not collapse. Now that senior brother has left, I am in charge of the Aquamoon Grotto Heaven. In the future, I can cultivate in the Aquamoon Grotto Heaven. There was no safer place in the entire ancient wasteland Grotto Heaven. Path to Heaven. Lin Fei was now an outer sect disciple. He needed to constantly take tests to raise his status. Coming to the path to heaven again, there was no pressure at all. Lin Fei passed the test easily, passing the inner disciple assessment, passing on his master's voice, and receiving a series of rewards. After becoming an inner disciple, Lin Fei once again ascended the path to heaven. This time, the difficulty was slightly higher. He encountered a heavenly god realm master and was defeated in 2 or 3 moves. Lin Fei's identity changed from an outer sect disciple to a personal disciple. 5th Order Heavenly God Realm Weapon. 5th Order Heavenly God Realm Armor. The personal disciple's rewards were much more generous. 2 5th Order Heavenly God Realm artifacts were at least good, life-saving items. There's also a Grade 9 Saint Spirit Realm killing technique. For a personal disciple to obtain such good things, it could be considered reaching the heavens in a single step. Lin Fei planned to leave them for his subordinates. Even if they couldn't display the full power of a heavenly god, they were still more powerful than a peak emperor artifact. After passing through the path to heaven, Lin Fei arrived at the deepest part of the Aquamoon Grotto Heaven. The enormous water moon divine tree once again appeared in front of Lin Fei. This time, you won't be able to stop me. Lin Fei flew toward the water moon divine tree. Compared to the last time, Lin Fei's physique was more than 10 times stronger. The pressure from the water moon divine tree no longer had any effect on him. Lin Fei easily passed through. Chapter 2787. Standing under the water moon divine tree, the power from the tree fell on his body. Lin Fei's feet were slightly apart, as though he was rooted to the ground. He was as steady as a rock, and the light on his body constantly blocked the tree's terrifying invading power. Divine tree, you can't stop me this time. Lin Fei smiled as he sized up. This was the first time Lin Fei had stood under the divine tree, and the pressure was immense. Lin Fei felt refreshed, and all his worries disappeared. Soon, a pool appeared in front of Lin Fei. The last time he stood outside, Lin Fei did not see it clearly. The space seemed to be folded, and so he did not see it. Water Moon Spirit Pearl. Lin Fei's eyes lit up. Even though the effect of the Water Moon Spirit Pearl is not as good as the Heavenly Water of Life, the Heavenly Water of Life is not everywhere. Having the Water Moon Spirit Pearl is already good enough. Lin Fei tried it himself and quickly realized something. The Water Moon Divine Tree has other uses. If I use the Water Moon Spirit Pearl here, the effect of refining will increase. It's even better than I imagined. Lin Fei laughed. This was truly a pleasant surprise. Good stuff, really good stuff. Lin Fei began to refine the Water Moon Spirit Pearl under the Water Moon Divine Tree. 3 years passed in a flash. The status of the ancient wasteland world had changed greatly. Everyone could feel the benefits of being the master of the physical world. When Lin Fei was in seclusion in the Water Moon Cave, the ancient wasteland world was left to Qin Lan and Fan Luoyu to handle. The entire ancient wasteland world was well managed. Lin Fei returned to the abandoned land and brought his wives over. With the treasures that Lin Fei had left behind, the Lin family developed very quickly. After a good reunion, Lin Fei began to refine the Water Moon Spirit Pearl. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh! Under the Water Moon tree, Lin Fei's body was flowing with light, and he looked extremely divine. Success! Light flowed around Lin Fei's body, and a lofty heavenly deity's aura burst forth from him. He looked down on the world with disdain, his domineering aura towering into the sky. He has the heaven divine body. If the people from the Dark Shadow Palace knew about it, they would be dumbfounded again. In these 3 years, Lin Fei had been refining the Water Moon spiritual bead, and when he was done, he took some time to advance his Third Order Emperor Realm physique to First Order Heavenly God Realm. Lin Fei's every move exuded the might of a heavenly god. Now that I can use my First Order Heavenly God Realm physical strength in broad daylight, it won't look so out of place. Once I reach the Dark Shadow Palace, I can continue breaking through, and everything will become natural. Lin Fei smiled happily. Dark Shadow Palace branch. When Lin Fei arrived at the entrance of the Dark Shadow Palace's branch in the form of a streak of light, Hall Master Luo Xian personally came out to welcome him. The moment he saw Lin Fei, his eyes narrowed. He has broken through from the Emperor physique to the Heavenly God physique. He has the might of a heavenly god. The gap between the Emperor physique and the Heavenly God physique was not a small one. After breaking through, the sky would be the sea. If he couldn't, he would be stuck at this for the rest of his life. Many people were stuck at this step. Hall Master Luo Xian had thought that it would take at least 1,000 years for Lin Fei to break through to the heavenly god physique, and that was the fastest. What a monster! You can't treat him like an ordinary person. Hall Master Luo Xian was slightly surprised, but he quickly came up to greet. Congratulations, junior brother Lin Fei. You have achieved the heavenly god physique. Your physique has officially stepped onto the stage. Amazing! The people of the Dark Shadow Palace sucked in a breath of cold air when they heard that. This speed was really fast. There were many heavenly god realm cultivators in the Saint Spirit world, but those who cultivated the physique cultivation path to the heavenly god realm were not that common, and it required a huge amount of resources. Someone like Lin Fei who reached First Order Heavenly God Realm in such a short time was rare. First Order Heavenly God Realm. Lin Fei nodded. I know that reaching First Order Heavenly God Realm is just the beginning of the physique cultivation path. Hall Master Luo Xian had a deep understanding of this. The physique cultivation path is a powerful path. In our Saint Spirit world, the number of physique cultivators who reached 9th Order Heavenly God Realm, even Perfection 10th Order Heavenly God Realm, can be counted on one hand. The most powerful one is none other than God Slaughter Godhead, the strongest physique cultivation path. It is said that one person can fight against two Godheads. Junior brother Lin Fei, your potential is limitless. There's a chance you can reach that level in the future. In Lin Fei's eyes, a 10th Order Heavenly God Realm physique cultivation was not that far away. In 3 years, Lin Fei had refined all the Water Moon's spirit beads. Currently, his proud heaven physique was stuck at the 7th Order Heavenly God Realm. As long as he could get his hands on the Divine Essence sand, he would be able to break through to the 8th Order Heavenly God Realm. At that time, even a venerable lord would not be able to kill him. This was Lin Fei's greatest source of confidence. I will. Then let's go. Hall Master Luo Xian said. Thanks to you, I can finally leave the ancient wasteland world. The higher-ups said that I have made a great contribution. So when I return to the Dark Shadow Palace, I can enter the Elder Board. Lin Fei cupped his fists. Congratulations! The position of the Dark Shadow Palace's Elder Board was above everyone else. According to the ranking system, it belonged to the 2nd level, while a personal disciple like Lin Fei belonged to the 3rd level. Hall Master Luo Xian's face was full of smiles. The competition within the Elder Board is fierce. It seems like the leisurely days in the ancient wasteland world are gone forever. Even though Hall Master Luo Xian said so, he did not feel any pressure. Lin Fei and Hall Master Luo Xian went straight to the Temporal Temple. From the ancient wasteland world to the Saint Spirit world. Other than going through the Temporal Temple, there's no other way. It really isn't cheap. To go to the Saint Spirit world, it would take a month. At the same time, one would have to pay a considerable amount of money. A total of 1 billion heaven crystals. Using Hall Master Luo Xian's words, it was just 1 billion heaven crystals. However, coming down from the Saint Spirit domain was not something that could be done with just 1 billion heaven crystals. Tens of billions of heaven crystals were needed at every turn, and not many people could afford it. Normally, no one would be willing to come to the vast 1,000 domains. Not only would their strength be suppressed, they would also have to pay a few billion heaven crystals. The Temporal Temple really earns money. They are a scammer. No matter who it is, they have to be honest and fork out the money. Hall Master Luo Xian said humorously. Scammer, that's a good name. It suits them too well. Lin Fei almost clapped and cheered. A month later, Lin Fei stepped into the Saint Spirit world for the first time. Hua. Although he had learned about the Saint Spirit world from Senior Longyu and the records left behind by the Aquamoon Heavenly Cave, when he really stepped into the Saint Spirit world, Lin Fei felt very small. How is it? Isn't it very shocking? Lin Fei sensed the boundless spiritual energy of heaven and earth. It's indeed huge. In the Saint Spirit world, it's best if you don't release your divine sense to check. You don't know when you will offend those heavenly gods. Most heavenly gods are fine, but they are afraid of offending some veteran heavenly gods. There are also some fellows with bad tempers who kill according to their whims. Lin Fei's potential was limitless. Hall Master Luo Xian did not mind reminding him to leave a good impression. If one day Lin Fei became an 8th order heavenly god, he would be a High Lord. Moreover, he would be a High Lord who walked the path of body cultivation. Let's go. They should be waiting for us outside. They came out of the temporal temple. A golden war chariot appeared in front of them in a streak of light. The beast pulling the chariot was actually a heavenly god beast that exuded the aura of a heavenly god. Get on the chariot. This is my man. Chapter 2788. The Saint Spirit world was huge. Lin Fei stood on the war chariot, admiring the scenery for the first time. Just as Hall Master Luo Xian had said, the Saint Spirit world was filled with heavenly divine beasts. He had lost count of how many they had encountered along the way. Heavenly divine beasts were very fast, especially the 5th order heavenly god realm, heavenly divine beast on the war chariot. Speed was its forte, passing through one world after another like the wind. The worlds below are all mortal worlds. Although they are called mortal worlds, their strength is not something the great 1,000 worlds can compare to. They are all ruled by countries. Everything you see belongs to the Dark Shadow Palace. The Dark Shadow Palace rules over more than 1,000 countries, and each country is overseen by an expert from the Dark Shadow Palace. Each expert is an elder of the Dark Shadow Palace, and they have to be at least 5th order heavenly god realm. Lin Fei listened quietly. He had a very clear impression of the Dark Shadow Palace in his heart. Every country he passed through was bigger than the ancient wasteland. The Dark Shadow Palace was really full of talented people. It was all thanks to his outstanding performance. Senior Brother Longyu is right. In a place like the Dark Shadow Palace, the more outstanding you are, the more they will value you. After passing through several hundred countries, an enormous floating city appeared in Lin Fei's sight. Majestic. This was Lin Fei's first impression. That's the City of Shadows, Hall Master Luo Xian said. Don't be fooled by its size. You will only know how big the city is when you are inside. The entire City of Shadows was shrouded in white fog. Lin Fei tried to look, but his vision was blocked by the white fog. He could barely see a part of the buildings below. There's no need to look. That was specially arranged by the Dark Shadow Palace. Unless you are a reverend Lord Expert, you won't be able to see it clearly. Hall Master Luo Xian smiled. Lin Fei laughed dryly. Although Hall Master Luo Xian was an elder, he was here to take up his new post. He had yet to receive an elder's token. He could only enter through the city gates. As a disciple of the Dark Shadow Palace, he could enter faster than others. After entering the City of Shadows, Lin Fei saw towering buildings that stretched as far as the eye could see. On the streets, heavenly god experts could be seen everywhere. There were also a few great emperor experts. This was a place where emperor realm experts could be found everywhere. Even heavenly god realm masters were too common here. Although most of the people here were 1st order to 3rd order heavenly god realm, they were all heavenly god realm masters. Let's go to the headquarters. Dark Shadow Palace headquarters. It turned out that it was in the inner city of the City of Shadows. The City of Shadows was divided into the outer city and the inner city. Most people could go to the outer city. However, they could not enter the inner city. They had to be from the Dark Shadow Palace. Anyone who entered would be killed without mercy. Hall, Master Luo Xian, and Lin Fei finally entered the inner city after going through all sorts of checks. What a tight security! Lin Fei's heart palpitated when he was examining the patient just now. A 7th or 8th order heavenly god realm master's gaze swept over him. If a heavenly god realm master had killed someone, that would only limit their strength. But when these heavenly god realm masters attacked, their power was truly astonishing. The power of an 8th and 9th Order Saint Spirit realm master was absolutely terrifying. Brother Luo Xian, congratulations on your promotion! Just as they entered the inner city, a chubby man came up to greet them. He had a wide smile on his face, giving off a friendly feeling. I haven't seen you for 300 years, but your way of talking is still so lousy. Heavenly God Luo Xian said as he disembarked from the war chariot. The chubby heavenly god laughed. Your words are really disgusting, ah. If I had known this would happen, I wouldn't have come. You must be joking. Heavenly God Luo Xian introduced to Lin Fei. This is Heavenly God Yang Zhan, also an elder of the Dark Shadow Palace. He will bring you in to register. Junior Lin Fei greets Elder Yang. Lin Fei cupped his fists in greeting. Good heavens, he ran into a 7th Order Heavenly God realm master the moment he arrived. Heavenly God Yang Zhan looked at Lin Fei with a wide grin on his face. That pair of smiling eyes seemed to see through Lin Fei's body, causing his smile to become even brighter. Not bad, not bad. At such a young age, not only did you become a material world lord, your physique has also reached 1st Order Heavenly God realm. Among this batch of personal disciples, you should be able to enter the top 10. Heavenly God Yang Zhan was very satisfied. Heavenly God Luo Xian's face was also brighter than before. Hearing that Lin Fei would only be able to enter the top 10, he was a little unhappy. Fatty Yang, Lin Fei's potential is limitless, ah. You actually dare to say that he can enter the top 10. I think entering the top 5 shouldn't be a problem, ah. Lin Fei was bewildered listening to this. What are they talking about, ah? Heavenly God Yang Zhan shook his head. Top 5. Ah, it's difficult, ah. Do you know, maybe it's our Dark Shadow Palace's good luck this time, but there are quite a few geniuses appearing in our territory. For example, a genius disciple of the First Elder has condensed an emperor's heart at such a young age, and has even grasped a Saint Soul Stage, 9th Stage, Secret Arts power. Heavenly God Luo Xian's expression flickered. They're really lucky. There are so many geniuses this year. The competition is a little fierce, ah. Heavenly God Luo Xian and Heavenly God Yang Zhan chatted for a while. We're going in, do your best. Heavenly God Luo Xian patted Lin Fei's shoulder, sending Lin Fei off with his eyes. Heavenly God Yang Zhan led Lin Fei into the Dark Shadow Palace's headquarters. It was an enormous building that towered into the clouds, shrouded in white mist, obscuring its appearance. Elder Yang, you brought another newcomer, ah. Heavenly God Yang Zhan led Lin Fei to a certain place within the palace. Lin Fei, personal disciple of the ancient Wasteland Realm's material realm master. This person had originally thought that Lin Fei was an ordinary disciple, but upon hearing that Lin Fei was a personal disciple, he couldn't help but be shocked. This was a very prestigious status. He hurriedly took out a storage ring with the name Lin Fei on it and took out a series of items. This is your proof of identity. As long as you drip your blood on it, you'll be able to refine it successfully, Heavenly God Yang Zhan said. In a place like the inner city without proof of identity, you'll die without a doubt. Don't lose it, and don't let anyone else take it. Also, the things you want are in there as well. Check them yourself. Lin Fei dripped his blood and refined the token, and the name Lin Fei appeared on it. Inside the storage ring, 50 kilograms of Origin Energy God sand was lying quietly. As for the cultivation technique you want, all you need is proof of identity, and you can go to the library to make a copy. Heavenly God Yang Zhan led Lin Fei to a mountain peak in the inner city. This is where personal disciples cultivate. You can choose any mountain you want. No one will disturb you here. Only now did Lin Fei realize something. The inner city was a completely different world. There were many mountain peaks, and the heaven and earth spiritual qi was exceptionally dense. I'll take that one. Lin Fei casually chose a mountain peak. Heavenly God Yangzhan waved his hand, and a powerful force opened up the mountain peak. The two of them instantly arrived at the mountain peak. Later, 100 servants will be responsible for your daily life. Chapter 2789. After entering the mountain peak, Lin Fei officially became a personal disciple of the Dark Shadow Palace. Yang Zhanshin left after giving his instructions. Before he left behind a Dark Shadow Palace handbook, instructing him to understand the rules of the Dark Shadow Palace. The servants arrived very quickly. They were all mortals from the Dark Shadow Palace, and they were all strong and healthy. Without Lin Fei's instructions, they managed the mountain peak properly. Having just arrived, Lin Fei was not in a hurry to do anything. The sacred spirit domain was not a place like the ancient wasteland world. Although he had heard some things from senior brother Longyu, he only knew how powerful the sacred spirit domain was after experiencing it for himself. For the rest of the time, Lin Fei stayed on his mountain peak and flipped through the Dark Shadow Palace handbook. The Dark Shadow Palace handbook recorded the various rules of the Dark Shadow Palace in detail. Compared to the ancient wasteland world, there were more rules here, and the hierarchy was more obvious. It formed a very three-dimensional triangular pyramid, and anyone who violated these rules would be severely punished. Lin Fei had to admit that the Dark Shadow Palace's rules were very good. The level of one's strength determined one's position in this pyramid. If one was strong, they could naturally be high and mighty. If one was not strong enough, they could only cultivate quietly. Personal disciple, I really have to deal with the Dark Shadow Palace assessment that happens once every 100 years. In the Dark Shadow Palace handbook, Lin Fei quickly saw the Dark Shadow Palace disciple assessment every 100 years. Regardless of whether one was an inner sect disciple or a personal disciple, everyone had to undergo an assessment. The first assessment was very important, especially for personal disciples, as it concerned the opportunity to become a disciple of the Divine Realm Elder. I'm new here, so I can't avoid the assessment. The next assessment will be in 10 years. According to the handbook, personal disciples can become a disciple of the Divine Realm Elder of the Dark Shadow Palace. If they're lucky, they can even become a disciple of a supremacy. It's not just me, but those who came in with me are also rubbing their palms together, wanting to show off. The status of a personal disciple in the Dark Shadow Palace was very high. Any personal disciple was qualified to become a disciple of a Divine Realm Elder. Even more personal disciples were proud to become a disciple of a supremacy. High Lords and Heavenly Gods. That was an 8th order Heavenly God Realm Master that had mastered a 10th level Saint Spirit Realm secret technique, whereas the Great Sovereign Lord had mastered an 11th level Saint Spirit Realm secret technique. Not to mention that he had a peak level Heavenly Divine weapon. Lin Fei actually did not have too many requirements to become a disciple of that Heavenly God Elder. Even if it was a top-notch technique, the heaven-defying 12 layers tyrant body that he cultivated would be too far off. There seemed to be 12 supremacies in the Dark Shadow Palace, and they're all taking different paths. There isn't a single supremacy who is a body-tempering cultivator. In the Saint Spirit domain, once a body-tempering cultivator becomes a supremacy or a heaven god, he's quite popular. Lin Fei continued to read the Shadow Palace's handbook. 10 years later, during the Dark Shadow Palace's disciple assessment, my physique will advance to 2nd order Heavenly God Realm. This kind of cultivation speed isn't slow. Lin Fei began to plan. My heaven-defying 12 layers should be a top-notch Heavenly God Realm body tempering cultivator cultivation technique. I think I should hide this technique and learn another body tempering cultivation technique to conceal it. That way no one will suspect me. Although Lin Fei wasn't afraid of others robbing him, the Saint Spirit world was different from the ancient wasteland world. It was better to be safe than sorry. The Dark Shadow Palace's library should be very big. I can scan through the Dark Shadow Palace's cultivation techniques. At that time, I'll know what level my heaven-defying 12 layers tyrant body is at. When Lin Fei arrived, he had already made up his mind. In a place like the Dark Shadow Palace, the more dazzling one's performance was, the more attention one would receive. Lin Fei did not forget Heavenly God Yang Zhan's words. It seemed that in this batch of personal disciples, each of them had a powerful background, and there were even a few with shocking talents. The competition would be fierce. Before going to the library, I should refine the God Origin Sand and push heaven-defying 12 layers tyrant body to the 7th layer. Lin Fei took out the God Origin Sand. This was a type of purplish gold sand, and each grain was as heavy as 1,000 caddies. Only a body-tempering expert like Lin Fei could easily hold it in his hands. If it was a heaven god expert, they would have long been exhausted. Refine. Lin Fei opened his mouth and swallowed. The purplish gold God Origin Sand turned into liquid and merged with his flesh and blood. He originally thought that the God Origin Sand would be easy to refine, but Lin Fei underestimated its power. It took a full 5 years to completely refine 100 kilograms of God Origin Sand. At the moment when it was completely refined, Lin Fei's body entered the 7th layer of heaven, defying 12 layers tyrant body. The heavy aura on Lin Fei's body surged. Heaven-defying 12 layers tyrant body has finally entered the 7th layer. When he was in the Aquamoon Heavenly Palace, Lin Fei's heaven-defying 12 layers tyrant body could already break through to the 7th layer. He just lacked the necessary materials. I am now in the 7th layer of heaven, defying 12 layers tyrant body. When the time comes, I will choose a heaven god body tempering technique in the library and smoothly enter the 2nd layer of the heaven god realm. No one will doubt me. Lin Fei could feel the strength of the 7th layer of heaven, defying 12 layers tyrant body. Every single cell in his body was ridiculously strong. At the same time, he also had powerful regenerative abilities. 5 years later, Lin Fei came out of seclusion. Ever since Lin Fei took up residence in the mountain, he rarely left the mountain. As such, he became the one with the lowest influence among this batch of personal disciples. Almost no one knew of Lin Fei's name, unlike the other personal disciples who displayed their prowess and performed dazzlingly. After leaving the mountain, Lin Fei headed straight for the library of the Dark Shadow Palace. The library of the Dark Shadow Palace was located on a mountain peak. The top and bottom of the mountain peak were shrouded by a large formation. Lin Fei took out his identity token, and the token opened up a shield, protecting Lin Fei as he entered the mountain peak. No wonder Elder Yang Zhan said that it's impossible to enter the City of Shadows without an identity token. Outsiders who enter the formation will die without a doubt. Walking inside the formation, Lin Fei felt the danger of death. This was the first time he felt the threat of death from the formation. This unknown formation can easily kill cultivators below 8th order, heavenly god realm. Lin Fei sucked in a breath of cold air. This was indeed a terrifying danger. After successfully upgrading his physique, Lin Fei's physical strength was roughly equivalent to an 8th order heavenly god realm. To be able to make Lin Fei feel the aura of death, this formation was truly extraordinary. The library was located halfway up the mountain peak. At the entrance, Lin Fei saw an old man lying lazily on a chair. Right at this time, the old man's eyes snapped open, his sharp gaze sweeping over Lin Fei. Goosebumps rose all over Lin Fei's body, as if he was being stared at by a fierce beast. High Lord, this is a High Lord Master. Lin Fei's heart skipped a beat. He didn't expect to run into a High Lord Master on his first visit. The Dark Shadow Palace's inner city was truly filled with experts' awe. Dark Shadow Palace personal disciple Lin Fei, here to pick a cultivation technique. This is my identity token. Lin Fei took a deep breath and said, "Oh." The old man retracted his gaze, So you're that Lin Fei? Ah! This disciple is indeed Lin Fei. Lin Fei answered. You may enter now. The old man waved his hand. According to the rules, you can pick a 9th stage Saint Spirit realm killing technique, a complete shadow clone, and a heavenly god body tempering school cultivation technique. This disciple understands. Chapter 2790. Lin Fei was inwardly shocked by the Dark Shadow Palace's strength. An 8th order heavenly god, realm, venerable lord was really generous, coupled with the array outside. Not many people dared to sneak into the Dark Shadow Palace's library. Little devil, will I be discovered when I scan the cultivation techniques here? Lin Fei contacted the little devil, with a venerable lord guarding outside. Lin Fei had no choice but to be careful. The Dark Shadow Palace's cultivation techniques could perfect his prideful heaven 12th layer super physique. Lin Fei was not willing to miss such a good opportunity. The next time he came to the library, he would need contribution points. Without contribution points, his personal disciple identity was useless. Master, don't worry. That person outside is very strong, but the system is not to be trifled with. Master only needs to pretend to pick out the cultivation techniques. Leave the rest to me. The little devil said nonchalantly. Lin Fei trusted the little devil. The Dark Shadow Palace's library was huge. Every cultivation technique was sealed by a restriction. Looking at the huge library, Lin Fei sucked in a breath of cold air. This was the real library. Lin Fei took a deep breath. If the little devil could copy all the cultivation techniques, his prideful heaven 12th layer super physique would become even more perfect. Since the little devil said it was fine, Lin Fei did not disturb him. 9th level Saint Soul stage secret technique. I'll choose one with a stronger attack. This was something Lin Fei had already thought of. 9th level Saint Soul stage secret technique. He would choose one with a stronger attack. As for life-saving methods, the Darkness Doppelganger was undoubtedly the best method to protect one's life. Could he learn it? That was simple. The library's classification of cultivation techniques was very clear. Following the instructions, Lin Fei found the corresponding secret technique. So young, but his heart is quite big. Finding a powerful secret technique, whether he can master it or not, is another matter. If he doesn't master it, he might end up empty-handed. The old man shook his head, not saying another word. He was biting off more than he could chew. Although he could learn the 9th level Sacred Spirit secret technique, it was uncertain when he would be able to learn it. The Dark Shadow Palace's Sacred Soul level 9 secret technique killing moves were numerous. 90% of them were related to Emperor intent. It was rare to see a secret technique killing move that matched Lin Fei's body tempering style. After all, most of the heaven god experts in the Saint Spirit domain cultivated the Emperor intent. They had the most secret arts and killing moves in this area, and there were relatively few in the body tempering style. Lin Fei was very disappointed as he watched. Many of the killer moves were not as powerful as his own. Lin Fei guessed that most of these secret killing techniques of the body transformation school were found on the bodies of enemies and finally placed in the library for disciples to practice. This could also explain why there was such a huge difference in power. The potential of a body tempering cultivator is limitless. If you want to reach that day, this path is much more difficult than that of an ordinary person. Lin Fei could not help but sigh. He still had to choose his body tempering Saint Spirit secret art killer move. Lin Fei didn't believe that he would be able to find a suitable one for himself. It didn't matter if it wasn't powerful enough. In any case, he wasn't counting on it to kill enemies. This seems to be suitable for me. In a corner of the library, Lin Fei really found a body tempering style killer move. It seemed to be quite powerful. Sealing soul, severing palm, a sacred soul, level 9 body, tempering style killer move. This move was similar to Lin Fei's, picking the stars and moon. The only difference was that the power of this sacred soul, level 9 body, tempering style killer move required a strong physical body to perform. Once it was performed, its power was extraordinary. It could seal space and involved a deeper level of use of the body tempering style's power. Lin Fei was very interested. The greatest limitation of this sacred soul, level 9 body tempering secret art is the physical body. Given my physical body, I can easily learn it without any problems. Lin Fei decided to choose this sacred soul, level 9 body tempering secret art killer move. Foolish guy, overestimating himself too much. Sealing soul severing palm is not an ordinary sacred soul, level 9 body tempering secret art. There are 3 stages in total. The first stage requires a 3rd order heavenly god realm physique. The second stage requires a 6th order heavenly god realm physique. And the 3rd stage requires a 9th order heavenly god realm physique. So far, only one person from the Dark Shadow Palace has reached the 3rd stage. The rest are stuck at the 1st stage. The old man harumphed. It's indeed powerful, but not everyone can learn it. For a body tempering style cultivator, it was difficult to advance each stage. Little did Lin Fei know that in the old man's eyes, he had become a fool who overestimated himself. With a sacred soul, level 9 body tempering secret art, Lin Fei began to choose a body tempering style cultivation technique. Only 6th order heavenly god realm, no. 7th order heavenly god realm, no. 8th order heavenly god realm, no. Top 9th order heavenly god realm, not bad. One after another, Lin Fei gave up on the body tempering style cultivation techniques. Lin Fei was even more disappointed when it came to the body tempering style cultivation techniques. No matter how hard he tried, there were only 5 techniques that could help him reach 9th order heavenly god realm, and none of them were top grade. Lin Fei reluctantly chose a heavenly god realm physique cultivation technique called the Sacred Cloud Dragon Traversing Physique. It could help him reach 9th order heavenly god realm as a disguise. The last one is the Shadow Doppelganger. This was what Lin Fei really wanted. It was the Dark Shadow Palace's top cultivation technique. Even though it was only the first 5 stages, Lin Fei was already satisfied. According to rumors, the Dark Shadow Palace's disciples and elders needed a large amount of contribution points to exchange for this Shadow Doppelganger. Obtaining the first 5 stages of the Shadow Palace's cultivation technique in one go was definitely a good deal for Lin Fei. Unfortunately, this kind of top-grade cultivation technique could not be taught to outsiders. When copying it, one would have to make a vow that only one person could learn it. Young man, don't be so magnanimous. When Lin Fei walked out of the library, he heard the old man's words, and he couldn't help but grin inwardly. I knew that Great Lord would keep an eye on me. Luckily, I didn't do anything out of line. I wonder if the little devil managed to copy it. Lin Fei said seriously. Disciple understands. The old man fell silent. In his eyes, this Lin Fei's achievements were limited. Back at his own mountain peak, Lin Fei set up a formation to conceal everything. Little devil, did you succeed? The little devil said proudly, Of course I succeeded. It's just that I didn't manage to copy the Dark Shadow Palace's top-grade cultivation technique. There's a hierarch's will on them, so I can't touch them. As for the rest, I copied them all, a total of 1,000,000 copies. Lin Fei sucked in a breath of cold air. So many. Lin Fei had thought that it would be around a few 100,000 copies, but it was far more than what he had imagined. That's great. Proud Heaven 12th layer will be even more perfect. Lin Fei couldn't help but reveal a look of joy. Although I didn't get a powerful cultivation technique, 1,000,000 copies will definitely make the proud Heaven 12th layer overlord body reborn. That's for sure. The little devil smiled. Lin Fei prepared a lot of Emperor crystals and gave them to the system to calculate and analyze. There are still 5 years left before the Dark Shadow Palace's disciple assessment. I can also start cultivating. There were less than 5 years left. Lin Fei began to move. First, he cultivated the sacred cloud dragon traversing body tempering cultivation technique. According to the records, this cultivation technique came from a certain country in the Saint Spirit domain. The cultivation of the divine body is indeed complicated. Lin Fei was a little helpless. It actually requires all kinds of materials. This is a bit big. If one didn't have a certain amount of wealth, they could only watch helplessly. Chapter 2791. The sacred cloud dragon traversing physique was divided into 9 stages, each representing a realm. Using Aotion to simulate the sacred cloud dragon traversing physique, Lin Fei was very satisfied. It was exactly the same, and there was a faint dragon might around him. Lin Fei had simulated the 3rd stage, a 3rd-order heavenly god realm physique. In Lin Fei's opinion, the materials needed for the first 3 stages weren't that hard to buy. Lin Fei went out a few times. No one would pay attention to a personal disciple, especially when Lin Fei was the most inconspicuous one. Cultivating a physical body cultivation technique was easy. Lin Fei had also grasped the soul severing seal, a 9th level saint soul killing technique. I was worried that using the 9th level saint soul killing technique at this realm would be a little scary. Luckily, this is a physical body cultivation technique, so everyone won't be too surprised. After all, this is only the 1st stage. In truth, Lin Fei had already grasped the first 2 stages of the soul severing seal. The hardest to cultivate was the shadow clone, the top cultivation technique of the Dark Shadow Palace. There were a total of 10 stages to the doppelganger of Dark Shadow Palace, and each stage could produce a doppelganger. The doppelganger of Dark Shadow Palace was similar to the doppelganger art. One had to be cultivated by oneself, while the other could be cultivated directly. The aura of the doppelganger would be exactly the same, making it hard to distinguish the real from the fake. Other than that, the doppelganger of Dark Shadow could travel in the dark world, catching people off guard. The difficulty of each stage wasn't low. So far, the only one who could cultivate the doppelganger of Dark Shadow to the 10th stage was Hierarch Dark Shadow. 10 doppelgangers, combined with the main body, had terrifying battle power. Lin Fei could cultivate the first 5 stages, which meant that he could produce 5 doppelgangers. In these 5 years, other than a small amount of time spent on cultivation and secret techniques, Lin Fei spent most of his time comprehending the doppelganger of Dark Shadow. Even with the help of the system, it shortened the time. So far, Lin Fei had only cultivated 1 doppelganger of Dark Shadow Palace. He had cultivated a darkness clone in less than 5 years. If news of this spread in the Dark Shadow Palace, it would definitely be explosive. Normally, it would take 1,000 years to cultivate a dark doppelganger, and this was already the fastest. In 5 years, the dark clone's growth could no longer be described as monstrous. Lin Fei did not intend to reveal the dark doppelganger. That was a killing move. Come to the Dark Shadow Palace, direct disciples. A loud and clear voice rang in Lin Fei's ears while he was still meditating. Lin Fei stopped his meditation. 10 years really flies by. It's time for the direct disciple assessment again. Lin Fei stood up and left the mountain peak. He saw people continuously appearing on the various peaks, flying towards the Dark Shadow Palace. Dark Shadow Palace. Elder Su, you've come. Why didn't such a good thing come? It happens once in 100 years. I heard that among the direct disciples this time, there are many talented fellows. Our Dark Shadow Palace has another batch of fresh blood. Each generation is stronger than the last. I wonder who will be able to become the Supremacy's disciple this time. One by one, the heavenly god elders arrived at the dark shadow palace. If there was nothing important, the heavenly god elders rarely appeared together. The heavenly god elders had always been very enthusiastic about the direct disciple assessment that happened once every 100 years. Every time the heavenly god elders encountered a satisfactory direct disciple, they would fight to snatch the disciple they wanted to inherit their lifetime's knowledge. The status of a direct disciple in the Dark Shadow Palace was still very high. Especially after they had a master, it was equivalent to having a huge backer. Fattyong, I heard that one of your disciples killed a demon recently and became famous in the Saint Spirit domain. Heavenly God Yangzhan appeared with a smile. Some heavenly god elders came to flatter him. Recently, one of heavenly god Yangzhan's disciples had killed a demon in the Saint Spirit domain. He was very proud. Brother Luo Xian, you're quite lucky. You've actually been assigned to oversee a nation. Heavenly god Yangzhan said with a smile the moment Luo Xian arrived. Luo Xian was all smiles. It's all right. The heavenly god elders of the Dark Shadow Palace loved to go to the thousands of nations that the Dark Shadow Palace controlled. You're not the same. That disciple of yours killed a demon. Heavenly god Luo Xian said respectfully. Ha ha ha. The two laughed. How has that Lin Fei been lately? Do you know? It was all thanks to Lin Fei that heavenly god Luo Xian was able to oversee a nation in one go. Since this was his first time out, he didn't have time to pay attention to Lin Fei. Heavenly god Yangzhan said, that fellow Taoist Lin Fei of yours is really interesting. In the past 10 years, he hasn't gone out much. His group doesn't even know who Lin Fei is. He's so low-key. Ah, Luo Xian was startled. The other personal disciples have been going around and visiting their senior apprentice brothers. Their performances have been quite dazzling. That Lin Fei is simply too low-key. If I hadn't personally brought him in, I probably would have forgotten about him. Heavenly god Yangzhan shook his head. The personal disciple trial is about to begin. If he works hard during the next 10 years, he might be accepted by a decent Empyrean god. But if Luo Xian understood what he meant, 10 years was the most important thing for a personal disciple. If they could use their connections to get word to an Empyrean god elder, or even an exalt, they might have a good impression of them. If they performed well in the future, they might even be able to catch their eye, allowing them to ascend to the heavens. A good master was extremely important. Perhaps he's training hard. Luo Xian didn't know what to say. They're here, someone suddenly said. A streak of golden light appeared off in the distance. It was like a blazing sun, and it was the first to appear in the Dark Shadow Palace. So it's him, Elder Alcade's eldest son, Empyrean god Coldthrust. The Jin Guang dissipated, and a handsome young man appeared. He was fair and clean, but he was already an Empyrean god. Behind him stood an Empyrean god elder. Another one has arrived. He's known as Skyless. He's very powerful, and he's extremely domineering. One personal disciple after another appeared. During the past 10 years, they had done their best to display their strength. As soon as they appeared, quite a few Empyrean god elders recognized them. This was exactly what they needed. If they could leave a good impression in the eyes of the Empyrean gods, they might even be able to catch their eye. Another one has arrived. A boundlessly powerful aura charged in from outside. A black wind howled, and ghostly wails could be heard as a muscular figure appeared within the palace. Quite a few personal disciples were unable to dodge in time and were sent flying by the black wind. Their faces were filled with rage. This person is so domineering. Chapter 2792. Dark Shadow Great Hall. The personal disciple assessment and the Heavenly God Realm Elders' disciple selection together was a major event in the Dark Shadow Palace. This Hegemon King's personal disciple is really not bad. A third-order Heavenly God Realm physical body, cultivating the Emperor's heart energy at the same time. His future is limitless. A Heavenly God Realm Elder laughed, full of admiration. The moment this heavenly god realm elder spoke, the other heavenly god realm elders also began to flatter him. The fifth elder has spoken. That brat has a chance. I heard it has been a long time since the fifth elder personally praised a personal disciple. Being able to enter the fifth elder's tutelage is also a blessing. Within the dark shadow palace, the heavenly god realm elders were divided into upper and lower ranks. An elder like Luo Xian was at the bottom of the hierarchy. Unless he had endured for hundreds of millions of years, no one would take him seriously, or he had broken through to seventh order heavenly god realm and above. Then there were the elders who had cultivated for hundreds of millions of years. They had enough influence to accept disciples every time. Although they might not be the best personal disciple, they were still personal disciples. The last type of elders were the 10 heavenly god realm elders. These 10 heavenly god realm elders held great authority. Other than the High Lord, the Dark Shadow Palace was ruled by these 10 heavenly god realm elders. Among the heavenly god realm elders, the highest was the first elder, and the lowest was the 10th elder. What an honor it was for the 5th elder to speak up. Entering the 5th elder's tutelage meant that one status was higher than the other heavenly god realm elders. A third order heavenly god realm hegemon king's personal disciple exuded a domineering aura, causing some heavenly god realm elders' eyes to light up. Following the 5th elder's words, all of them shut their mouths. Every time a heavenly god realm elder selected a disciple, if there was no elder with a high status, no one would compete with you. However, once someone did, you basically had no chance at all. The 5th elder's chances of recruiting the hegemon king as his personal disciple were higher than anyone else. Hegemon king, you've got guts, you dare to touch my people. Outside the palace, holy light suddenly shone resplendently, and a pure and holy aura surged over. A great sun appeared in the distance, and holy light shone all the way into the palace. Before the person arrived, his voice reached the hall. Under the great sun stood a silver-armored young man, his entire body as pure and holy as jade. This is the holy son of the great sun nation, the holy son of heaven, a heavenly god elder said. It is rumored that his strength can enter the top 10 of the personal disciples. As soon as the son of heaven arrived, his holy aura shone. Among the direct disciples, those who were slightly weaker all seemed to be enchanted. Their bodies leaned forward slightly as if they were about to prostrate on the ground. This kid is not bad. The 6th elder spoke. He was a very amiable-looking, middle-aged man. It's not easy to cultivate a light-type cultivation technique to this level. In the future, it might not be difficult to cultivate Vairocana Mahavarakana. When that time comes, a single phrase from the Buddha will be the merciful arc of salvation. When the heavenly god elder heard this, he sucked in a breath of cold air. To be praised by the 6th elder, this Elysian son of heaven's future, was limitless. Vairocana was a move created by a great supremacy in the Saint Spirit domain a long time ago. It was known as the Saint Spirit Mystic Killer move that was the hardest to block in the world. Under the power of this Vairocana Mahavarakana, everyone would submit to it. They would wholeheartedly do good and forcefully change themselves. Even the heavenly god elders did not dare to underestimate such a future expert. Heavenly god Yangzhan sucked in a breath of cold air. This time, many geniuses have appeared in the countries controlled by our Dark Shadow Palace. Even some of the more remote countries have some geniuses. At first, I thought that Lin Fei would be able to enter the top 10, but it looks like it'll be a little difficult. Heavenly god Yangzhan shook his head. As the person who had recommended Lin Fei, Heavenly god Luo Xian couldn't help but frown when he saw the personal disciples. Each and every one of them had limitless potential. The 5th order heavenly god, Realm Luo Xian, didn't even think that he could suppress these people. This is indeed a little troublesome. Heavenly god Luo Xian naturally hoped that Lin Fei could obtain a good result. At that time, he would be able to enter the tutelage of a powerful heavenly god elder. In the Dark Shadow Palace, a powerful master could provide a lot of benefits. With enough resources, no matter who it was, they would be able to cultivate extremely quickly. They aren't the strongest yet. Heavenly God Jiang Zhan suddenly said, I heard that this time there's a personal disciple who is truly a dazzling talent. His name is Dugu Yijian, and he has cultivated the heart of the sword. He chose one of the Dark Shadow Palace's top cultivation techniques, the Sword Codex. Within 10 years, he will reach the entry stage of the Sword Codex. Heavenly God Luo Xian sucked in a breath of cold air. No way, right? He's almost at the entry stage of the Sword Codex? I heard that it's one of the few powerful cultivation techniques in the Dark Shadow Palace, but it's too difficult to reach the entry stage. One needs to cultivate the heart of the sword. There's even a rumor that once one reaches the entry stage of the Sword Codex and comprehend the supreme Tao of the sword, the power of each sword strike will be no weaker than a 7th-layer Saint Spirit realm secret art. Everyone's publicly acknowledged number 1 among the personal disciples this time. Wow! The Elysian children and the hegemons stared at each other, their eyes blazing with fire. However, with a soft wing sound, the two of them quickly looked outside the palace, and fear appeared on their faces. Dugu Yijian, the other direct disciples present, also subconsciously revealed fearful expressions. Whoosh! Wind blew in from outside. What a sharp cutting aura! The sword chi is intimidating. The heavenly god elders were all astonished. This sword chi merged with the wind, and its power was extraordinary, not to mention that it was a personal attack. Our Dark Shadow Palace has taken in an impressive personal disciple this time. The 6th elder laughed. Just this move alone is enough for him to reach the next level. Ha ha ha! He's the number 1 among the personal disciples. I heard that Lord Supremacy is very interested in this Dugu Yijian. I'm afraid he's going to take him as his disciple. I also heard that Heavenly Sword Supremacy has come out of seclusion. He's the number 1 in the Sword Tao of our Dark Shadow Palace. It's rare to have a prodigy in the Sword Tao, and no one can compete with Heavenly Sword Supremacy. The 5th elder said with a smile. None of the 5 great supremacies are here this year? The 3rd elder asked. I don't think so. A white-haired old man, the 1st elder, shook his head. At their level, they won't be disturbed by such trivial matters. In their eyes, great supremacies were the Saint Spirit world's top masters, appearing and disappearing unpredictably. Very few people knew of their whereabouts. These elders, if they did not have a certain fortuitous encounter, they would never be able to reach 9th order heavenly god realm in their lifetime. Being able to enter the supremacy realm, they were quite satisfied. Chapter 2793. Dugu Yijian's arrival stole everyone's limelight. Just by standing there casually, no one dared to stand there. Sharp sword intent cut through the void. If this was any other world continent, the void would have been torn apart long ago. The Saint Spirit world was a higher level world. Its void was especially sturdy. No matter how the sword intent cut through the void, the other personal disciples were unable to withstand it. The personal disciples that appeared after him all showed off their abilities. But before Dugu Yijian's sword intent, all of them paled in comparison. Lin Fei was considered one of the late arrivals. Lin Fei had never had much interest in being in the limelight. What a sharp sword intent! Even though he's gone, there's still a sharp sword intent left in the air. Lin Fei's flying speed was not fast. The sharp sword intent was blocked by the light barrier around his body. This person is probably the strongest among the personal disciples. That sword intent's cutting power is so sharp. After 10,000 years, when his sword intent reaches major completion, just this sword intent alone is enough to kill. Lin Fei fell into contemplation. Lin Fei stepped into the great shadow hall. Powerful auras soared to the sky, akin to ancient heavenly pillars, standing tall between heaven and earth. These should be the heavenly god realm elders. Lin Fei took a look around. Most of them were around 7th Order Heavenly God realm. He did not see any 8th Order Heavenly God realm honorable Lord Masters. Who knows who this is? When Lin Fei entered, everyone was unfamiliar with him. The personal disciples all shook their heads as well, unable to recognize who this personal disciple was. He was extremely unfamiliar to them. I know who he is. He's a material world lord from the Great Thousand World. I think his name is Lin Fei. He was probably brought up here by the newly promoted elder Luo Xian. One of the heavenly god realm elders recalled. Material world lord. He has some ability, The words material world lord caused quite a commotion. Even in the saint spirit domain, the physical domain's master would still make people's eyes light up. He couldn't be killed, and this was a huge advantage. He was 100 times better than those personal disciples who cultivated cloning techniques. Such a material realm master would have a very good advantage in the saint spirit domain. Even if he died, there was no need to worry. At most, he could continue to come here. Formidable martial artists with the doppelganger art were different. Once their true bodies perished, the repercussions would be huge. If they encountered a formidable supremacy martial artist with a powerful sacred spirit level mystic killing move, it was common for them to instantly kill all the doppelgangers in the sacred spirit domain. Material realm masters were different. A supremacy's ultimate move might not be effective against a material realm lord. Elder Luo Xian, you're quite lucky. I can't believe I met such a talent. I heard that he's a body-tempering master. The elders beside Elder Luo Xian expressed their goodwill to him. Becoming an elder in the Dark Shadow Palace required a certain amount of luck and a certain backing. The position of an elder was very popular. Many people were jealous of Luo Xian's position. When Lin Fei arrived at the Dark Shadow Great Hall, he paid attention to someone. What a powerful sword intent. I'm currently simulating a 3rd Order Heavenly God realm physical body, but under this sharp sword intent, I actually feel a slight pain. In other words, just the sword intent that he's releasing can pass through my defenses and land on my body. Using Proud Heaven to simulate the sacred cloud dragon's traversing physique, his physical defense was much weaker. Lin Fei was slightly surprised. This time he had really met his match. Among the heavenly god elders, Lin Fei saw Elder Luo Xian and Elder Yangzhan. Both of them nodded at him. Lin Fei randomly found a place to stand. Now that he was standing there, he was not far from Dugu's sword. Lin Fei blocked it very easily, which made the eyes of many heavenly god elders light up. To be able to block the sword intent from Dugu's sword, he had some ability. Soon, all the personal disciples had arrived. This time, there were a total of 53 personal disciples present. Among them, the most outstanding were Dugu Yijian, Elysian's son, Overlord, and a few others. Lord, High Lord is here. The first elder's gaze suddenly turned respectful. Above them, in a higher position, 6 figures condensed. All of them were the High Lord's avatars. The moment they appeared, their powerful auras were like a storm, suffocating everyone present. This aura was not released on purpose, but it was released automatically by their powerful bodies. This time, 6 High Lords had come for the personal disciple test, which exceeded the heavenly god elders' expectations. According to the past, the number of High Lords that came each time varied. Sometimes 5 or 6 would come, and sometimes 2 or 3 would come. It all depended on whether the High Lords had the time or not. To them, accepting a personal disciple was something that did not matter. If the High Lord did not come, then the heavenly god elders would be the ones to divide the personal disciples. This time there were 6 High Lords. Everyone knew that they valued talent and placed great importance on this assessment. 6 High Lords, Elder Yangzhan was shocked. It's going to be lively this time. Elder Luo Xian rarely had the chance to meet a High Lord, and it was even rarer for 6 of them to come at once. "Who are they?" Elder Luo Xian asked. This was Elder Luo Xian's first time participating in such a grand event. As for accepting a personal disciple, it would be 10,000 years later. Whether or not he could accept one would depend on his luck. Elder Yang Zhan had been an elder for 100,000 years, so he was considered to be very knowledgeable. In the center, the one wearing a scarlet cloak is Zenith High Lord. On his left is the High Lord with 3 eyes. He's called Giant Eyes High Lord, and he's from a foreign race. Don't underestimate his 3rd eye. That eye can release an innate magical power. It's rumored that it has the power of a 10th-stage sacred soul and is unstoppable. Elder Yang Zhan whispered. On the right of Zenith High Lord, the one who looks similar to him is Heaven Heart High Lord. Both of them are blood-related and have a telepathic connection. Furthermore, they cultivate a secret technique of the Dark Shadow Palace. Anyone who faces one of them will have to face 2 of them at the same time. It's very difficult to deal with them. In addition, there's the purple-robed female High Lord called Z, Luo High Lord. There's also the one-eyed High Lord who was injured by a great High Lord. He hasn't recovered, so he still has one eye. He's called Demon High Lord Mental Demon. He's good at creating illusions and is also a powerful High Lord. The last High Lord with skin like stone is also from a foreign race. He's called Vajra High Lord, and he's best at defense. After Elder Luo Xian heard this, his horizons widened. He finally matched the information in his memory. The Dark Shadow Palace was huge, and there were many experts. Many people had heard of their names in their entire lives, but they had never seen them. The identity of a High Lord was not something they could meet. The appearance of the 6 High Lords caused a huge commotion that far exceeded the previous few times. Chapter 2794. When the 6 supremacies arrived, the heavenly god elders looked at one of the supremacies. Supremacy Firmament. Zenith Supremacy had the most seniority. He had been a High Lord for tens of millions of years. It was rumored that this supremacy had a chance of becoming a great supremacy. Perhaps it would happen in 10 million years, and the Dark Shadow Palace would have another great supremacy. 53 personal disciples, you've done well. Zenith Supremacy's voice was loud and clear. Since everyone is here, let's start the Legacy Disciple Assessment. I'm sure they're all anxious. Understood. A heavenly god elder took out a black medallion. After activating it, the massive Dark Shadow Palace began to fold up, revealing a black arena in the center of the Dark Shadow Palace. As the new batch of direct disciples, you are all geniuses from various countries. Some of you are even geniuses from the Great Thousand Domains. Next, you will face a devil battle, the Divine Elder introduced with a smile. Perhaps some people already know the meaning of the Demon War, but there are also some who don't. In that case, this elder will explain to you all what the Demon War is. As the name suggests, the Demon War is a huge battle between you and the demons of the Saint Spirit Domain. As you all know, the Saint Spirit Domain is huge. In the vast Saint Spirit Domain, there are the infamous 6 great demon empires. In the Devil Country, there were big and small devils. They waged war and plundered the lives of billions of living beings to cultivate their techniques. Next, you need to kill the demons. Their strength will be completely unleashed. Your goal is to kill them. Remember, you can't kill them. They will kill you and gain their freedom. Elder Tianxin's words were very serious. There were many countries in the Saint Spirit Domain. Among them, there were 6 demon kingdoms in total. Every demon kingdom would give birth to big and small demons. No one knew where they came from, but every demon's goal was to destroy. Once they conquered a kingdom, they would destroy and enslave it. In the Saint Spirit Domain, the impact was very bad. However, no one could destroy the Devil Ancestors' 6 kingdoms because they had a godly, venerable, rank powerhouse guarding them. At the same time, they had a large number of demon generals under their command. He continued to wreak havoc on the Saint Spirit domain. Hence, the Saint Spirit domain's heaven god martial artists would join forces to kill the devils once they discovered that the devils from the Devil Empire had appeared in the outside world and were harming the lives of mortals. There were also some sects that would seal the devil's powers after capturing them and use them as a form of training for their disciples. It was the same for the Dark Shadow Palace. The test for personal disciples was to kill demons. Demon. Lin Fei immediately searched for information about the demon. There were millions of cultivation technique manuals in the library pavilion. Some of them were diaries about the Saint Spirit domain, which recorded all sorts of things. Coincidentally, this was related to the demon motherland. According to the records, there were a total of 6 devil motherlands, and each of them controlled one of the Saint Spirit world's 5 great continents, which was the most remote one. Each devil motherland had a great sovereign lord guarding it. But this was not the scariest part. The scariest part was that there was a 10th order heavenly god realm hierarch guarding it. This hierarch of the devil motherland had used some unknown method to cultivate a lost cultivation technique of the devil motherland. He had connected himself with the great continent and formed a unique existence. As long as this hierarch of the devil motherland could not leave the great continent, his strength would plummet and he would die without a doubt. This was also the devil motherland's biggest backer. Lin Fei's interest was aroused. He had never seen a demon before. Whoosh! A golden shield appeared on the stage. A brawny man with a curved horn on his head was teleported to the stage. He was the demon that everyone in the Saint Spirit domain feared. The moment this demon appeared, his ferocious eyes shot out a murderous glint. The demonic flames behind him surged into the sky and continuously attacked the golden shield. Then the flames turned into a black cloak on the brawny man's back. Be asterisk stards from the Dark Shadow Palace. I'll kill all of you one day. The strong man with the curved horn roared, causing ripples to form on the golden shield. A heavenly god, realm elder, stepped forward. This demon is a famous demon from the devil motherland, the Blackhorn demon. Your next test is to persevere. Whoever can last the longest against him will be the most outstanding. Whoever can kill the Blackhorn demon will receive 200,000 contribution points. Many heavenly god realm elders were slightly stunned when they heard this. This time's test was different from the previous ones. It sounded easy, but the difficulty was much higher. It was a test of everyone's combat ability. So it's the Blackhorn demon. He's quite famous. Rumor has it that he massacred an entire country with billions of people just to refine an evil Holy Spirit secret art. The Blackhorn demon has the strength of a 5th order heavenly god realm, stronger than all the personal disciples present. This is also good. This can test the personal disciple's true strength. At the critical moment of life and death, he won't hold anything back. This is a better way to judge a person's potential. The demon is most proficient in physical defense, and he likes close combat. There's going to be a good show to watch. The heavenly god realm elders were excited, especially this time among the 53 personal disciples. There are some with outstanding talent, and their true strength could be seen. All of you can attack with your full strength. The heavenly god realm elder added, there's no need to worry about being killed. There are venerable lords here. They can control the great shadow hall to revive you. The personal disciples' eyes lit up. They were all 1st order heavenly god realm to 3rd order heavenly god realm. Each and every one of them was powerful. Even so, they could still feel the terrifying aura of danger coming from the Blackhorn demon. This was just a little demon from the devil country. If it was an 8th order heavenly god realm archdevil, then that would be the real terror. Who wants to go first? The heavenly god realm elder looked at the 53 personal disciples. The 53 personal disciples looked at each other, but no one dared to make the first move, especially those few who were looking at each other. Just a little demon. I'll go first." The hegemon laughed loudly, causing the void to tremble. He was about to step onto the battle stage. "The black-horned demon is mine." Crash! The Elysian heavenly prince's holy light shone, blocking the hegemon's path. Scram! The hegemon took a step forward, his voice akin to thunder, shaking the holy light. After a few moments, the holy light shattered. Both of them were fighting to be the first to step onto the stage. "There's no need to fight. This first one is mine." From Dugu Ijian's bright eyes, two sword intent shot out, slashing at the Elysian heavenly prince and the hegemon. The two sword intents forced the two disciples to retreat with solemn expressions.